in order to advance this strategic goal of the
strategic
university,
goal of the university,
the goal of
the
becoming an
goal of becoming
entrepreneurial
an
university.
entrepreneurial university.
So this partnership that we
Partnership
have
that
with
we have
FinDev
with them
is
is
one
one
area
area
where
where
we could
we could
capitalize in
capitalize
order
in
to
order to
achieve
achieve
our
our
goal towards entrepreneurial university transformation. And this
this
partnership,
partnership,
which is
which is
the
the
Innovation for
Innovation
Social
for
Impact
Social Impact
Partnership,
partnership,
is
is
co-implemented by
co-implemented by
FinDev
FinDev
and the United
and the
Nations
United Nations
Development
Development
Program
Program
with
with
support from
support
the
from the
Australian
Australian
government's
government's
Department of
Department of
Foreign
Foreign
Affairs and
Affairs and
Trade.
Trade.
So many of
Many
our
of our
faculty have been
faculty have been
supported by
supported
Australian
by Australian
government through
government through
scholarships and
scholarships and
fellowships.
fellowships.
And the Vice
And the
President
Vice
for
President for
Research,
Research,
Innovation
Innovation
Extension, and
Extension, and
myself
myself were
two of
two of
those
those
recipients
recipients
of
of
Australian
Australian
generosity as
generosity
far
as
as
far as
capacity
capacity
building
building
is
is
concerned.
concerned.
So
So
this
this
visiting
visiting
program,
program,
professor
professor
program that
program
we
that
have
we
with
have with
BuildDev
BuildDev
through the
through the
ISIP
ISIP
is a
is
way
a way
uh,
uh,
to build also
build
our
also our
capacity as an
capacity as
institution
institution
towards
towards
entrepreneurial
entrepreneurial
transformation.
transformation.
And
And
this
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 this visiting
program
professor program
will center
will
on
center on
entrepreneurial university
entrepreneurial university
preparedness. Of
preparedness.
course,
Of course,
for any
for any
engagement or
engagement
any
or
pursuit,
any pursuit,
preparation is a
preparation
prerequisite.
is a prerequisite.
The more prepared we
The more
are,
prepared we
the
are,
more chances
the
that
more
we will
chances that
succeed
we will succeed with
with this endeavor.
this
So
endeavor.
this
So this
visiting professor
visiting
program
professor program
will
will
focus on a
on
5-day
a
seminar
5 day
workshop
seminar workshop.
starting today, and our
Our
participants
participants
are
are
specially
specially
selected,
selected,
our
our
administrative
administrative
officials, and
officials,
even our
and
faculty
even faculty
members,
members.
because we need
Because we need
to
to
develop
develop
pool of
pool of
champions, no?
champions, no?
So that
So
we can
that we can
really make
really make
exploits
exploits
as far
as
as
far as
entrepreneurial university
entrepreneurial university
transformation is
transformation is
concerned.
concerned.
This
This
visiting professor
visiting professor
program
program
is is not
is
new to
not new to
us in the
us. In the
university.
university,
We have had
we have had
visiting
visiting
professors
professors
from other universities in Europe, but
but
this is
this
one
is
of a
one of
kind,
a kind,
especially so
especially
that
so that
this will
this will
focus on
focus on
entrepreneurship and
entrepreneurship and
innovation.
innovation.
As we all
As we
know,
all know,
we,
we,
the Caraga
the
State
Caraga State
University, are
University, are
strategically
strategically
positioning
positioning
ourselves
ourselves
because we know we have a big role to play in the building of a vibrant research, innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship ecosystem in the Caraga region and beyond. This ISIP project to be for the information of our faculty and administrators in the university aims to increase the capacity of Philippine higher education institutions in supporting the growth and improvement of university-based startup enterprises with a clear social impact. This is expected to strengthen the pipeline of social enterprises. One of the ways to do this is to bring in international experts, and now we have Ms. Paula Mills to provide Philippine universities with the best practices in entrepreneurship teaching with social impact and incubator management. So this visiting professor activity is an avenue for international professors to share their expertise on entrepreneurship, the Philippine professors, students, and university incubated social enterprises in higher education institutions. So I hope that this 5-day seminar workshop will indeed uh, bring transformation to the university so that we can create a strategy for the university based on the practices discussed by our visiting professor. And we hope also to review our TBI framework develop our internationalization work plan to be incorporated in the TBI framework, and we can also develop framework for partnership with other like-minded higher education institutions. So I hope that this 5-day workshop would be engaging and insightful for everyone, and we hope to really make a difference for our university. So thank you very much. I'll take this opportunity to thank Ms. Paula Mills and of course our partners from PhilBID for this opportunity afforded to the Caraga State University. With that, happy learning everyone and God bless us all.
Thank you so much for that very informative and inspiring message, Dr. Pinazo. And for us to know more about ESIP, or the Innovation for Social Impact, it will be introduced to us by the Entrepreneurship Manager of PhilDev Foundation. Let us all welcome Mr. Kevin Martin de la Cruz. Sir.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so again, no greeting. Thank you very much, Sir Anthony and Ma'am Rowena, and of course, Jasmine for opening the event today. Okay, and before we proceed, no, let me just recognize the presence of one of our partner, Australian Embassy in the Philippines. One of their officers are actually here, Miguel Borromeo. Okay, so let me recognize him, no, his presence here in this event. Okay, so and of course Paula is here. I mean, to be able, she will be sharing a lot later. So let me now start. Okay, so let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so a pleasant afternoon, everyone. I hope you've all eaten lunch, and I hope the echoes earlier were bearable. Now I think everything is fixed. Okay, so just like those echoes. Okay, so speaking about echoes, I mean, in when we talk about echoes, no, they resonate, and things that actually resonate, no, it's something that we ourselves, no, would want to have in our universities, that hopefully the efforts of the students, the efforts of our teachings all resonate just like those echoes. And we hope that this opening of the program, no, will enable you to also resonate further, to echo further your teachings, your learnings, not just in your university, but ultimately, no, around your respective communities. Okay. So ESIP actually, no, is also in that work. So what is ESIP precisely? No? Let me introduce that to you. So the Innovation for Social Impact Partnership, or ESIP, it's actually a 3-year project. Okay, so it started 2017 actually, no, aiming to support promising social enterprises in the Philippines. Okay, so it's really focused on impact-driven ventures to be able to collectively contribute to the achievement, acceleration, and sustainability of the SDGs, or the Sustainable Development Goals. So if you are not yet familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals, it's actually established in 2015. Okay, they are actually a set of goals that was decided upon by different governments, by different countries, no, around the world. All UN members, they've decided that for the next 15 years, starting 2015, we are going to be targeting 17 goals that will lead us to a more inclusive and sustainable world. Okay, so that's actually an overview of what the SDGs are. So PhilDev, okay, Foundation, in partnership with the United Nations Development Program Philippines, and of course, supported by our dear partner Australian Aid, okay, we are actually implementing this because we want sustainability. I mean, to really happen. Because indeed, no, when the one thing that people think, no, whenever there's sustainability, okay, or any sustainable action, it should actually manifest as a venture or as a business. So let me now go into detail what the program, how are we promoting and enabling sustainability. Okay, so problem: despite improved economic growth, poverty in the Philippines is still prevalent. I mean, it's our challenge. I mean, we can see it around. Not, I mean, of course, in our researches in the universities, we can see that even in the news, that for the past, I mean, pre-pandemic, no, we have been actually experiencing 6% GDP growth. Okay, so 6% per annum. Okay, um, but of course, no, when you talk about poverty, it's still 16.7%. Okay, so we're experiencing 6% growth, yet we experience 16.7% poverty in the Philippines. And that 16.7% is still a big number, actually, when we're talking about income poor communities. And we're not just talking about financially poor, we're also dealing with, I mean, access to services. I mean, when we're talking, I mean, even though a certain community is financially poor, what about their access to, let's say, mitigation efforts, disaster mitigation efforts? We're also talking about access to health services, education, even. So in a way, poverty really is still, I mean, is still experienced, by even more than those 16.7%. I mean, the effects of poverty. And what's our solution? You may ask, no? Our solution is sustainable development through social enterprises and enabling the SE ecosystem through entrepreneurship, education, and policy reform. So we recognize that the work of inclusive growth and alleviating poverty entails a lot of effort. And it's not just an ordinary effort, but a long-term effort, if I may say. And social enterprises are mechanisms, are one of the mechanisms that we can achieve this. Okay. So desired state, we wanted eventually, by sparking more social enterprises in our universities, we will have inclusive economic growth, thereby reducing poverty across all forms and dimensions. All forms, which include, of course, access to services, even mental health. How do we enable better emotional health in our communities? I mean, that's all the more important right now, especially in the pandemic that we're experiencing. Okay, so given this particular brief theory of change, we define, okay, what's a social enterprise? I mean, you will know that more later, but for this program, it's actually a business venture created for a social purpose. Okay, so basically a business that is enabling, okay, a change activity, meaning it actually addresses access to um, to education. We're talking about bringing more market to farming communities. So and specifically, it mitigates or reduce a social problem or a market failure. So in a way, business is actually a mechanism. Okay, so let's say you have a volunteer activity. So a volunteer activity can be, of course, a one-time, big-time activity wherein you do coastal cleanups. But for social enterprises, it is a business that is being thought it is thought as the best solution, for that problem. So according to David Bornstein, okay, what business entrepreneurs are to the economy, social entrepreneurs are to social change. They're driven, creative individuals who question the status quo, exploit new opportunities, refuse to give up, and remake the world for the better. So when we ponder on social entrepreneurship, it is, yes, it's a business, but definitely you are aggressive. Okay, you are determined and focused to achieve change. No, so your definition of profitability is actually the change that you want to actually see in your communities. And when we're talking about the program, it consists of 3 pillars. So to be able to reach that, we wanted to first develop the capacity of existing social enterprises to grow. Okay, so we wanted more social entrepreneurs to thrive in this economy, even though it's very volatile and complex. But we still wanted these enterprise and entrepreneurs, these change makers, to expand their reach and operations. So that's for the entrepreneurship. For education, of course, you are in an education activity right now. So we would like to also develop more capabilities so that more students and even researchers will be able to pursue social enterprise development, okay, in your respective regions. So we look forward, to seeing more of you, teachers, administrators, to to really engage more students in social entrepreneurship. Then policy agenda, we develop strategies to strengthen the SE ecosystem. Okay, so more on that later, no? Okay, so entrepreneurship briefly, no? So we wanted to strengthen the collaboration. So we're hoping that in the course of this seminar, okay, this program, we're able to see how the existing social enterprises can actually inspire you, no, as an academe, to develop more case studies, to develop more interactions, to format the business models to impact enterprises. Okay, so we can draw a lot of inspiration from the existing social enterprises. Then next is when we're talking about the policy agenda. Now we're hoping that the needs of the social enterprises that we're engaging will funnel towards developing a better recommendation as to how the private sector, even the government, the policymakers will create, no, the laws that will support the growth of such ventures. Okay, so actually, no, I was able to sit down in one Senate PWG meeting and regarding social enterprises, and one of the things that was discussed is what makes a social enterprise different from your micro and small enterprises. And I think this is and in ESIP, no, this is what we are pursuing in really pushing for these policies. And then next is we're talking about education. Of course, universities, you also have your own needs as to how we can enable social enterprises. How do we set up your technopreneurship governance strategy so that we can produce more, we can have more incubatees, we can have facilities to support these promising ventures. Okay, and that's the entire framework, no, of what ESIP is all about. Okay, and again, no, it is actually a program under PhilDev and UNDP. So in a way, it is a collaboration, no? Na we're really placing a lot of hands on deck so that we can enable a sustainable stream of SEs from the universities to an investable or into an investment-ready enterprise. Okay, so we want to create that next sandbox, okay, for impact ventures. Hoping, no? Yeah, Sandbox, if you are actually watching Startup, no? I mean, it's one of those popular shows in in Netflix, no? You may want to watch that. Anyway, so let's me start with entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship, okay, so we are providing targeted assistance to social enterprises in growing their business, scaling their impact, and seeking investments in order to achieve those plans. Meaning, when we're dealing with entrepreneurs, okay, we make them undergo an accelerator. Okay, so when we talk about an accelerator, we are dealing with late stage social ventures, wherein we're providing them with mentoring services, with technical support to fast track the growth of SEs in the Philippines. Through the accelerator, okay, so through the 6 month program, no, we are actually forming these SEs towards expansion, towards bigger investment, so that I mean, so that when they are, so that when given those, no, prior to receiving those investments, no, we're able to refine further their business, to build their impact, and to secure further financing. Okay. So brief, no, overview, no, na in our social impact accelerator, okay, we're hoping that Caraga State University will be sending more ventures in the future, okay, in accelerators in the Philippines. So for the ESIP program specifically, no, we are only choosing the ones that are technology enabled and technology based. Okay, so we're not really focused on social ventures that don't embrace technology. Okay, so just imagine right now in the pandemic, no, everyone is embracing technology. They have no choice. Okay, so that's the biggest disruption, no. So maybe a lot of impact ventures right now, no, more and more can be qualified in the accelerator. So these are some of our enterprises we're supporting. Okay, so an example is RTAP. If you can see it in the second row. Okay, so here RTAP is actually a technology that uses artificial technology, artificial intelligence, to be able to pump, optimize, okay, to be able to pump uh, or to optimize, no, water flow, okay, in more communities in a specific region, because a lot of water districts right now, no, or just like in your area, no, you have your own water districts. The problem is not a lot of communities have access to such potable water. Okay, but through our tap, no, more barangays will have that. Then another one is FAME. So they develop fishing transponders. Okay, so they actually help in locating. Okay, so they help in locating fishing boats as far as 10 or 30 kilometers from the shore. Okay, so just in case, no, na a lot of these boats are mobilized, FAME has created a technology for that, no, that it's easy to bring them back to the shore when there's inclement or dangerous weather. Okay, so next, then our batch two. Okay, so we do this in batches. All right, so one example here is actually your um, FH moms. So FH moms, they actually provide digital work trainings and digital work opportunities for mothers and women in the Philippines who are stay at home. Okay, so right now in the pandemic, no, a lot, no, of people are actually displaced. So in terms of employment, and I mean, they become unemployed instantly. So FH Moms provides that service, no, that there's virtual work that they can actually go to, despite the scarcity of employment. Next, okay, so for education programs, so our goal, so after, of course, no, I mean, other than the accelerator, we're doing initiatives for universities. Okay, so let me go straight to the program, no. All right. So for the education component, the goal is for us to provide support um, in terms of faculty trainings, in terms of curriculum, in terms of enhancing your curriculum, so that of course, no, we can have we consider impact entrepreneurs in our in our curriculum, in our pedagogy, and in our incubation. So how do we do that? First is faculty training. Okay, so some of you have actually attended this. So teaching Technopreneurship 101, imbibing value proposition, understanding competitive advantage, as most especially social impact, no, in our teaching approach. There. And also, we conduct visiting professors, this program, okay, with Paula Mills. Okay, so she's about to share a lot of experience and expertise on social entrepreneurship to you. Okay, given their experience in higher educational institutions and of course, in their experience in enabling entrepreneurship communities in their respective countries. Okay. And of course, no, Paula here, no, will be um, sharing with us technopreneurship with a focus on social entrepreneurship and social impact concepts. And of course, she'll be here to also mentor us and provide ideas on how we can provide the best support for optimal support, no, for our students wanting to start a technology venture. Okay. So there, no? So more of that, no, in Paula's lectures. And of course, we also have benchmarking in international universities. So some professors were able to go to other countries to actually take a look at how universities implement their respective programs. Okay. And then lastly, okay, we're talking about the policy agenda. Okay. So in policy agenda, the goal is for more stakeholders to know the 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 situation and the capacity of social enterprises in enabling change in the communities. Okay, because right now, no, still a lot of stakeholders think that social enterprises are just ordinary enterprises. Other than that, social enterprises are not. They think, no, are not yet contributors to social development. But I mean, right now, no, we can say that we are trying to address that gap, no, in participating in the policy reform process. So for social enterprises, we want to draw support in pushing for the government to increase investment in education, entrepreneurship, and technology, and to also participate in knowledge sharing and tech management. Okay, so right now there are two policies, actually three, no? Some of them became a law already, such as the Innovative Startup Law, Ease of Doing Business Act, okay, and of course, no, there's this one called the present bill, the Poverty Reduction Bill, that's still being pushed right now in the Senate, no? So these are the ones that we're using as a reference, no, for us to amplify our efforts in gathering necessary policy recommendations and research, so that we can really have these tangible, no, responses for the needs of social enterprises. And then hopefully, no, the enterprises will have improved access to financial institutions and increased engagement of the private sector, because right now, no, not a lot of loans are friendly for social enterprises. Okay, so more of that in the lectures. Okay, and of course, no, for the academe, we champion the technopreneurship governance plan, no, um, especially in including social impact in how we pursue enterprise development. And yes, we've done a lot of efforts in engaging a lot of partners, and definitely you as a faculty, in the course of your discussion here, no, we are also getting vital data that will help amplify these policy recommendations. And yes, we hope that through this initiative of ESIP, no one will be left behind. So thank you very much. And happy learning.
Thank you so much, Sir Kevin, for sharing your knowledge about ESIP. So I believe everyone is really excited to learn and to know more about social entrepreneurship. However, let me cut this off for a while. I would like to request everyone to turn on your cameras for us to have a group photo.
Hi everyone. Okay, thank you for turning on your cameras and for joining us. So I have uh, seeing three windows on my screen right now. So I'll be taking the screenshot three times. So taking the first screenshot now, please look at your cameras, not on the screen. One, two, three. Okay, going to the second page. Again, look at the camera. One, two, three. And then lastly, third page. One, two. Okay, thank you everyone.
Great,
Bye.
thank you so much. Thank you, Sir Angelo. And all right, let's continue. We might be wondering what is visiting professor program. So let us not worry about that, since Mr. Angelo Timothy Dawa, the program coordinator of PhilDev Foundation, will be talking what is visiting professor all about. Sir?
Thank you, Ma'am Jasmine. So again, we would like to thank Dr. Peñaso and Dr. Weng for introducing CSU and for the remarks. Thank you as well, Kevin, for introducing the ESIP project. So now that we know about CSU and ESIP, so I guess it's time to get to know more about what brings us together this afternoon. As Kevin mentioned, the EC project, as implemented by PhilDev UNDP with support from the Ocean Embassy, aims to increase the capacity of HCIs, no, especially in terms of supporting social enterprises here in the Philippines to attain, no, the sustainable development goals. One of the ways we envision on how to do this, as Kevin mentioned, is through the visiting professors activity, which brings experts from university across the globe to share best practices in technopreneurship education, social enterprise mentorship, and incubator operations. Ideally, if we're not having the pandemic right now, we would be bringing Mom Paula there at Caraga, no, so she can experience not only the campus life at CSU but also the industry there at Butuan. but we're making do with what we can with the online platform. So we're having this online sessions now. Nonetheless, the overall goal of the visiting professors activity stays the same, which is to provide awareness on the importance of social entrepreneurship, to share best practices specifically in module development for technopreneurship teaching and incubator operations. And lastly, to share other tools and frameworks for all technopreneurship initiatives in our university. So, Mom Paula, I know we're excited to hear from her today. So, Mom Paula, is the CEO and founder of the Academy of Entrepreneurs. And the Academy of Entrepreneurs is an entrepreneurial business school and incubator that empowers students with entrepreneurial skills to set up, launch, and scale businesses both in Australia and around the world. No? So while the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Mount Paula is based on Australia, they have been disrupting the education system all over the world. No? In fact, Ma'am Paula Mills has taught and presented subjects with various partners, such as, of course, the Nobel Prize winner, Professor Muhammad Yunus. They've also been in partnership with Google, Microsoft, HSBC, Huawei, and the United Nations, among others. Now, we will be taking much longer if we're going to mention all their partners. She has also presented to various governments, such as the Australian government, Brazilian government, Colombian government, um, and even the Philippine government. No? Since 2016, Ms. Mills and the Academy of Entrepreneurs has been teaching classes in areas of social business, branding, public relations, business model, community engagement, social entrepreneurship. In other words, no, they aim to capacitate students and aspiring entrepreneurs, not just with the technical skills, but also with the mindset on how to deal with entrepreneurship and how to be successful. I think we're all very excited to formally start the session. So without further ado, let's all welcome Ma'am Paula Mills. Hi, Ma'am Paula.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful intro. And I'm so excited and honored to be here with you guys. So before we start, I just wanted to say we are all in this together. Like, we're all friends. So don't see me as like, oh my God, Paula's in Australia. Oh my God, she's done this and that. Guys, we all, each and every single one of us has the power of changing the world. And it's crazy because if we look at the world like 500 years ago, the power belonged to churches. They got passed on to kings. They got passed on to multinationals. But right now, with a simple internet connection, we can all set up a business, create a positive impact, and tackle the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So we have unlimited potential. And that's what I want to be sharing with you guys today is, what is entrepreneurship? Why is it so important? And we're also going to be covering an introduction to emotional intelligence, an introduction to social entrepreneurship. And then in the next few weeks, we're going to go deeper into emotional intelligence, social entrepreneurship, technopreneurship, and we're going to finish off with talking about how do you build the strongest movement in the Caraga area. So how is it that we're going to be the most connected, future-focused, developed community of entrepreneurs that are rewiring not just the students, but also businesses and everyone else in a collaborative way? Because that's what entrepreneurship is about. Entrepreneurship can be implemented by literally anyone in the world. Africa has more entrepreneurs than any other country in the world because entrepreneurship is a survival skill. So this is an opportunity for us all together to learn about what are the tips, the tools that we can use, but also for us to succeed, we need to collaborate. So if you speak to entrepreneurs, 78% of entrepreneurs will say that they only succeeded because they had a strong network around them. And that says a lot. Look at us. We all have access to Google, which allows us to research almost any topic in the world. With access to internet through LinkedIn, we can connect with the greatest global leaders. Now we've got apps such as Clubhouse that we can start a live conference and have like the greatest leaders sharing their knowledge and tips. So the only person that can stop themselves from succeeding is their own self. So yes, and that's what I want to be talking to you guys about. So we will be going to be talking about a lot of topics. I've put some activities, and I think I've put 3 little breaks, but in every break you actually have an activity to do. So yes, so I hope you guys have had, as Kevin was saying before, a lunch and coffee. So yes, if you haven't made your coffee yet, go out and get it, because we will need a lot of energy. And also remember, I will be here with you guys every Friday. And Lewis and Lucas from our team will be logging in on Wednesdays to do a mentoring roundtable. But guys, we are here with you for now and forever. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, connect with me any day, anytime, because we exist to make you and your students successful. So don't be scared to reach out if you have a challenge, if you have an idea, if you're feeling stuck, if your students are feeling stuck. So just reach out and we will share some of our tips, because we've been doing this for many years. I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was 9 in Africa. I was born in Brazil, but raised in Africa, which I think I'm very lucky to have had this opportunity. And when I was 9, I started seeing problems around the world, such as, why do we divide people according to the skin color, how much money they have? And things for me that made absolutely no sense. So I decided to challenge that and create a business at the age of 9. And since then, I've been playing with entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship on a daily basis. So I like to say that I have the best job in the world, but also I have the hardest job in the world, because I don't only have to run a business, but it's about businesses that create a positive impact, that have a ripple effect in the whole world. So last year, we had an amazing opportunity of impacting 500,000 students. And this year, we've already signed up 3 million students to study with us around the world. So yes, so it's exciting times ahead. And we hope to empower you with the right skills and tools so that you can empower your students, your community, your neighbors, even other institutions, other companies. We want everybody as part of this journey. So I will now start by sharing my slides. You guys will get access to these slides as well. So at the end of today, I will be sharing these slides with Angelo, and then you guys can use it again, but we're also recording the section, so you can watch it as many times as you want. And feel free to use these slides to teach your students in the future, because these slides, some of the slides that I'm going to be sharing with you guys is what we used to teach over 500,000 students in the last 12 months. So yes. So thank you for the opportunity. And I wish I was there to be with you guys, but I will be back. A little secret that Kevin and Angela haven't shared with you guys is that I was actually living in the Philippines. So a year and 2 weeks ago, I was still in the Philippines, but a year and 2 weeks ago, I came to Australia to do a one-day event. Borders closed in Australia, then borders closed in the Philippines, and I am kind of stuck here. But I promise you guys, as soon as I'm allowed to take the vaccination and fly back to the Philippines, I will be there and I will be visiting you guys. So this is the beginning of something amazing we're creating. But first of all, thank you for making time for today, because I know how busy we are in trying to support our students, innovate, stay relevant, retain the students, continuously educate, but also manage our time. We're going from one online meeting to another, right? So it's really hard and very stressful. So thank you so much. So I will make sure that the next 3 hours are super worth your time. So a little bit about me. As I was saying, I am the most normal human being in the world. I am here to help you guys. Yes, I have done a lot. Angela shared some of the work that I've done around the world, but the reality is that the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I just worked really, really, really hard, because I have a purpose that is above me. I have a purpose that makes me jump out of bed and super focus and collaborate and jump on stage and convince the whole world to come on board and join me. But you have the power of doing absolutely the same. So please, 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 over the next 5 weeks, we're going to be super together. But I want to be together with you guys forever and ever and ever, for many more decades and generations. So I want my grandchildren still collaborating with you guys. So let's get started. So about Academy of Entrepreneurs. So we are the world's first accredited incubator. So we are the first institution in the world that has mapped the entrepreneurial journey, but also made it into an accredited program. So it's not like we teach entrepreneurship from an academic perspective. 100% of our subjects are taught by really successful entrepreneurs, which is really exciting. So we currently work with 41,000 entrepreneurs, teaching and developing our curriculum around the world. and we teach courses in multiple languages, including Tagalog. I personally don't speak Tagalog fluently, but I do understand a lot. So I could see you guys writing messages here. So I understand a lot because I was living in the Philippines, and I speak 6 languages, which also helps us do work around the world. But we are here to develop every single living being into a successful entrepreneur that can work either for themselves or as an entrepreneur in any organization, which is what you guys are doing throughout CSU. So we're very, very, very proud to have the most incredible partnerships around the world. This week, we signed a partnership with Sharp that is powering the technology for our campuses around the world. But obviously, the Australian government, Wix, that helps us create websites, Huawei, Marriott, Xero, Microsoft, Google. These are some of the incredible partners of the United Nations that work with us. And together, we understand what are the gaps around the world and how do we build future-focused skills and courses to empower you guys so that you and your communities can scale. But as I mentioned before, 78% of entrepreneurs admit that they succeeded because of the network. So before we get started, I want you guys getting your phone out, or I know you've got your computer, and add me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and also Academy of Entrepreneurs on LinkedIn and Instagram, because over there we share literally every single day tips and tools. And they're all free, guys. So you will get access to so much valuable content for you to empower your students, your colleagues at campus, the faculty members, your team, and so forth. So please add me across all these different platforms. So this is my LinkedIn that I use mainly for work. Instagram, that I share a lot of the things that I do throughout the day, but also a lot of entrepreneurship tips. Instagram for Academy Entrepreneurs and both mine, and Facebook. I personally don't use Facebook myself. I do have an account, but around the world, it seems like Facebook is kind of like old school. And we also have TikTok. So I don't know if you guys are using TikTok, but we are using TikTok as well. So let's connect a lot across all of those different platforms. So let's get started, because this is why we're here. Time is money. So let's go, 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 so we can create even more impact faster together, because we only have 3 hours together today. So why am I here? Because we cannot wait for change. The first 3 months of COVID last year, we went back 30 years in poverty, inequality, and so many other things that we had worked so hard to achieve. So we can't wait for change. It is our responsibility to create that change. We need, as a team, I can see that it's about 70 of us together. We need to make it our mission to empower learners with the entrepreneurial skills and network to solve both environmental, social, and economical problems brought through COVID. So besides the COVID vaccination, which is a hard problem for us to solve, everything else, I am so confident that together with your students, we can solve. Every single challenge in the world, there is a solution for. And I always say, the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. So I want you from today onwards to turn on your antennas and keep your eyes and ears super open towards opportunity. Because right now in front of you, no matter where you are seated, there's over 100,000 business opportunities right in front of you that you're not noticing. So now we need to go from job seekers to job creators. And once we develop these skills, we can empower our students, and our students together with us and our community can tackle all of the problems and make the world even better than what it was by 2020 when all of this chaos started. So how are we going to do it? Through entrepreneurship, of course, because entrepreneurship is the key for us to rebuild the world into a sustainable future, and we have the power of changing the world. So what is happening in the world? And this is not just 2020, 2021. This has been happening for about 10 years. Students cannot find a job. Companies cannot find talent. And entrepreneurs are failing. And it is our responsibility as institutions, as educators, to bridge this gap and eliminate it. At Academy of Entrepreneurs last year, we had over 500,000 students. Every single student that studied with us had a successful business. We had 0 students having to close their business or not having a profitable business in the middle of 2020. There are solutions to every problem. Did every single one of them pivot? Have to make changes? Disrupt the business model? Absolutely. But this is what entrepreneurship is about. There are solutions for every single problem. Whether you had a food truck and you become an online delivery business, whether you had an agency and you set up your team to work from home and deliver the services, it doesn't matter. There are solutions for every single problem out there in the world. And we need to rewire the students with the confidence, the mindset, but also the skills and network to succeed. And we also need to consider, how do students want to learn? The same way technology is changing every day, the students' learning habits are changing absolutely every day. And this is how students want to learn. They want to be empowered. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to be mentored. They want to network. They want to be coached. They want to be connected by leading entrepreneurs. They want leaders guiding, mentoring, coaching, empowering, opening doors for them. They don't want someone to go and force them to read a book, to do a test, to write something on a blackboard and get them to repeat it. That is not education. Education is about challenging the students' brains to find solutions. And once you stop doing that, you will see that 100% of the students will come to class, they will participate, and they will succeed. So over week 3, I will be teaching you guys all of the hacks we have done to teach technopreneurship here in Australia, and that now we deliver our program in 68 nationalities around the world. And they're super simple. So I will be sharing all of our tips and tricks with you guys. And these tips and tricks have been implemented around the world, and we have won several awards for Business of the Year because of the way that we deliver the course. So yes, you guys will be getting a lot from us. So I was speaking to Angelo this morning, and I was just like, Angelo, what is our big goal? Because when we are building any business, any project, we always start with a goal in mind, right? What is the light at the end of the tunnel? What are we trying to work towards? And then we break it down into a timeline with achievable goals and steps along the journey. And our goal together with you is to become the best entrepreneurship hub in the Karaga location. We want to give you guys every single tip and tool for us to achieve this goal. And it is a lot easier than you think, guys. But first of all is, what is entrepreneurship? So I'd love to see from you guys. Pop the questions here on the chat box. Turn on your camera, unmute yourself. What is entrepreneurship? And remember, there is no such thing as a wrong answer. Everything I'm going to be working with you guys over the next 5 weeks, there's no wrong answer in anything, but there's also no perfection in anything. No matter what we do, there is truth to it. And no matter what we do, we can always do it better. So who do we have here? So I can see Anthony, Kevin, Jasmine. You guys are also encouraged to participate. I want everybody turning on your camera. Okay, who do we have here? Turn on your cameras and tell me, what is entrepreneurship? What does it mean? What do entrepreneurs do? Don't be shy. We are in this together. Who's going to share what entrepreneurship is? And remember, there's no such thing as a wrong answer.
I think entrepreneurship, it's more on creating value, and value can be money, can be passion, and also can be a social or impact.
Yes, and solutions to problems, right?
Yes,
Everything we do. When we go to Jollibee, we're hungry and we want something fast and delicious that it kind of feels bad because we're guilty, because we know sometimes it's not the healthiest thing, but it's so good. When we take, or our partners take us to a fine dining restaurant, it's that romantic experience of just saying, I love you, I want to spend time with you, and let's connect. When we go on holidays, what are we solving? We want to have fun and we want to relax. When we buy food and we cook in our own house, there's a purpose. We're feeding ourselves and our soul. When we buy a book, when we drink a glass of water, when we buy a bottle of water, everything we do, we're adding value to the end user, and we are solving a problem. Today, I am here to solve a problem, which is, how do we become the best at entrepreneurship, at social entrepreneurship? How do we do it? This is what we do every day. We solve problems. Every human being, and this is the thing, once you think of yourself as a problem solver and you're solving problems that you really care about, you get so excited that you will find the solutions a lot faster. So thank you for sharing that answer. It is very good, very right. Anyone else wants to share? So what is entrepreneurship? So adding value through money, through solving a problem. What else is entrepreneurship? Who else wants to share?
Mom Paula, if I may read
The
from the
capacity
chat.
for
Yes,
hello.
ma'am, go ahead.
Okay. Entrepreneurship is the capacity for innovation, investment, expansion in new products, market, and techniques.
Are you reading that? Are you cheating or you know that? That sounds like you're reading.
I am not reading.
You're very smart. Very good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Very correct. What else do we have as answers, Angelo?
From Sir J. Rose, so an entrepreneur is a person who establishes the enterprise with the aim of social problem or effecting social change.
Yes, correct. Yes,
We also
social
have-
entrepreneurship is that. Yes, and
Yes.
social entrepreneurs do that. What else do we have?
We also have from Annalyn, entrepreneurship is being your own employer and employing others.
Correct. You're creating jobs for others and for yourself, definitely.
Reminds me of Boss Your Future.
Yeah.
From Sir Luisito, providing solutions for the end users.
Yes, 100%.
And also from Sir Rodel, creating something new with value for
100%.
others or to others.
100%. We are creating value and something new. And it could be that we're just recreating something that already exists. We've all been to a chocolate cake shop, but we can create one that tastes better or is healthier or comes in a really cool package or is extremely Instagrammable and it comes with a TikTok song that makes it go viral. It doesn't matter, guys. We're creating every day and you need to create and recreate every day. And you also need to take time to disrupt yourself. What I love doing with our legends at Academy of Entrepreneurs, so we call our students legends. And I also love doing that with a team of Academy entrepreneurs around the world. We sit and we look at a problem just like, okay, how would our grandmother solve that problem? How would a 3-year-old solve this problem? How would Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, how would Tony Melotto solve this problem? So we look at it from different perspectives. So very, very, very good. All of these answers are absolutely correct. So entrepreneurship is the creation and management. So it's not just about having ideas. It's what Angela's talking about. It's the boss your future. We need to take action. So entrepreneurship is the creation and management of a new business. So we're creating something new. And it doesn't mean that that business doesn't exist anywhere else, but it's a new business that we are creating to accomplish an objective. So we have a goal that adds value. So I saw that a lot of us talked about adding value to a target market. So who's the end user? What is the problem that they have? And how can we build a business, create something and effectively manage to keep it profitable? A new business idea that accomplishes the objective of solving a problem and adding a value to that end user. This is what we need to think. So opening a business is not just, oh my God, I want to have freedom. I want to be the boss. It's about solving a problem to the end user. So when we are building a business, there's 2 ways of building a business. We can have a huge database and we're like, okay, all of our friends and community have the same problem. Let's build a solution for it. Or you develop a solution and then you look for the end user. The easiest and cheapest way to succeed is to connect with the end user first, understand the problems, build a business that adds value, and then communicate with them through design thinking and understand every day, empathize with their needs, and develop and improve the quality of our product and services every single day. We will be learning about design thinking also in the next 5 weeks, which is a super important technique. Okay, next question. Entrepreneurship and innovation. What is it? And what is the difference between entrepreneurship and innovation? For you to be an entrepreneur, you need to innovate. And for you to innovate, do you need to be an entrepreneur? So I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And remember, there's no such thing as a wrong answer. Please, please, please turn on your camera, talk, collaborate so we can all help each other understand the importance of these very important words. So what is entrepreneurship and what is innovation? And does one need the other? What do these 2 very powerful words actually mean? So who wants to share? Come on, let's try. You can see some smiles. Okay, so we know what entrepreneurship is. Let's then go, what is innovation?
The great,
Similarities and differences. Yes, who is speaking?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I think she's muted.
Nawala si ma'am.
Innovation means a creation of something new.
Exactly. So when you are creating something new, so for example, while working at Caraga State University, you can innovate every day. We can find solutions. So right now, today, everything that we have around us, we can innovate and create something new out of it. We can improve it. So innovation means introducing something new into a target market. It's creating something new. This can be an idea, a product, a model, or a service. So innovation can happen anywhere. On the other hand, entrepreneurship means transforming an idea into a business opportunity. So our homework for today, which I'll be talking about at the end of the day, is exactly that. It's just going around and saying, how can I find business opportunities around me? Stereotypes and myths. There's a lot of things that we're told about entrepreneurship that are absolute lies. And a lot of people don't start businesses because they think entrepreneurship is this and this is how the world works. So they've been told things that aren't true, and that creates limiting beliefs that prevents them from being happy and succeeding as an entrepreneur or as an entrepreneur. So I wanted to first ask you guys, when you see the word entrepreneur, what is the first image that comes to your mind? So who do you think of? Do you think of the owner of the Sari Sari? Do you think of Steve Jobs? Do you think of the founders of SM Mall, the founders of Jollibee, the founders of Starbucks? When you think of the word entrepreneur, what comes to your minds? Because the reality is that whether you have a Sari Sari, whether you're Tony Melotto, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, every one of these is an entrepreneur. All of them are solving a problem for a customer. All of them need to have more money coming in than going out, even if they own a social enterprise or a non-for-profit. Entrepreneurs solve problems, but they all need to find customers, retain customers, sell products, manage the money, manage the stock all the time if they're doing a product or a service. So entrepreneurs come in different forms and shapes, and you need to make that decision of what entrepreneur do I need to become. And as you're mentoring your students, it's the same thing. It's what lifestyle do I want to have? What kind of entrepreneur? So I've done a lot of work with the Sari Sari business owners in the Philippines. So in 2019, we helped 26,000 women run Sari Saris in the Philippines, which was an amazing project. And I remember we would go there and they'd be like, oh, Mem Paula, but I'm not an entrepreneur. I just sell things. And I'm like, oh my God, look at everything you're selling here. You know, your customers' names. You've got more money coming in than going out. You've got different products in different seasons. At different times of the day, you sell things at different prices. You offer really good quality services and customer service. You are an entrepreneur. There's us understanding what is entrepreneurship, which is exactly what we're going to be covering today. So these are absolutely wrong myths that I want to share with you guys. For many years, people were saying all successful entrepreneurs are white males. So 51% of the businesses in the Philippines are actually created by women. And 38% of businesses around the world are created by minorities. So that means it doesn't matter who you are and how much money you have, everyone has the same opportunity. Another huge myth that a lot of people have this perception that all entrepreneurs build huge businesses that take over building and create thousands of jobs and move millions of dollars a day. That is an absolute myth. Entrepreneurship is the backbone of our global economy. So the whole world is run by entrepreneurs. And the Philippines, for example, 99% of businesses in the Philippines are micro enterprises. So they're small businesses where sometimes it's a one-person business. Often when I worked with the owners of the Sari Saris, it was a lady by herself. It was a grandmother or a mom. And sometimes the kids and grandchildren would come and help, but often it was just one person working in the business. Another huge myth. All successful entrepreneurs are overconfident and extroverted. A lot of people go, but I can't open a business. I don't know how to communicate. I'm not confident. That is not true. Overconfidence does not increase your chances of success. Passion, understanding why are you there, what is the value that you're adding, and hard work is a lot more important. And very inspired by Nobel Peace Prize winner Professor Mohammed Yunus, that we absolutely love working with and we're honored to learn from every single day, he says, it is in our DNA. We are not job seekers, we are job creators. So you working inside CSU, you are a creator of jobs, because the more you succeed within the university, the more the university will allow you to create more jobs for others. So whether you're working at CSU or your students are creating your business, it is your job to turn every problem into a business opportunity that creates jobs for others. And the reality is that if you put your mind to it and hard work, the whole boss your future, action, 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 you can create any change you want in the world, but your brain is your biggest enemy. So we need to stop this. So our brains have around 80,000 thoughts a day, 80,000 thoughts a day, and we're not even aware. Out of those 80,000 thoughts we have a day, 80% of them are negative, that limit us from progressing, from finding solutions, from believing in ourselves. And out of those 80,000 thoughts we have every single day, 95% of them are the same as the day before. So on week 3 of our program, I'm going to be teaching you guys about emotional intelligence, which is how do you hack your brain? How do you understand your brain? Because your brain is what is preventing you from implementing successful solutions. And I want to work with you on you not only understanding your brain, but teaching your students, your colleagues that work at CSU, your community, the investors, the mentors that are going to come in and help you shape your students and transform them to successful entrepreneurs. We need each and every single one of us to understand our brain and understand that every time we have a negative thought, it limits us. It prevents us from progressing. A lot of the solutions in the world, you already know how to do it. And you need to have the confidence of taking that step forward. And if you fail, that is absolutely fine, because you failed forward. You've learned from it. And you're a step closer towards your goal to add more value as a social entrepreneur into society. So I want to share this video with you guys. It's only about 1.5 minutes, but I just love, because this video shows the truth about being an entrepreneur. So when you see this incredible entrepreneur getting into his Ferrari, you just go, oh my God, he's lucky. But the reality is that every single entrepreneur has hard moments every single day. The harder you work, the luckier you get, but it's a very hard journey. Guys, this week, I have worked so hard that I lost my voice 3 times, and I have slept less than 3 hours a night every week. But it's part of the journey. I am solving problems in the world. I'm adding value. But tomorrow and the next day, I am checking in, and this is crazy, into a silent retreat. So the next 2 days this weekend, I am not going to have any technology around me, and I'm not going to be talking to anyone, and I'm going to be hanging out with Buddhist monks to calm me and re-energize me to achieve even more the week after. So being an entrepreneur is not easy, and this is what we're going to be learning about this week. Don't worry, Kevin is in shock. Don't worry, Kevin, I'm fine. As you can see, I'm alive and smiling, so it's all good. So let me just play this video.
Most people only pay attention to the final product of a successful entrepreneur. They say things like, I can never be like them, or they got lucky. What most don't see is what they've overcome. All the struggles, the daily rejections, the heartaches, the betrayals, the rumors, the criticism, the empty bank account, and all those lonely nights while trying to make their vision a reality. You see, the only difference between the one who quits and the one who doesn't is that they showed up every day. They worked hard every day. They hustled every day. They learned from a proven mentor every day. They improved every day. They did all this even though they felt like quitting every day. and eventually they became who they are today.
I find this the most effective entrepreneurship video throughout all of YouTube because it just clearly explains what it is to be an entrepreneur. It is hard, but the harder you work, the more you will progress and you'll find solutions. But just because you're succeeding doesn't mean that any day is 100% easy. We go through challenges, and it doesn't matter how successful your business is. It doesn't matter how good your product is. There's always room for improvement, and there's different challenges you will find throughout it. And the hard thing about it is that we have been trained through the school system to believe that this, you have a plan and you have a little goal and it's going to be a smooth ride. But the reality is that it's full of ups and downs and holes that we don't even see. And we need to develop a lot of skills, whether it's climbing, whether it's hiking, whether it's swimming, whether it's protecting ourselves. So we need to develop a lot of skills. And this is what most people think success is like. They think that when you make money, it's going to go up. They think that everything is linear, but that's not the reality. Often in a business, when you start a business, you have no money. Then when you stop making money, you have to spend even more money to grow, to hire talent, to invest into technology. So this is what success looks like. It's an absolutely tangled journey. And the reality is that it never stops. An entrepreneur never takes 100% holidays. Like, I've never heard of an entrepreneur going a month on holidays. We all check our emails. I do one weekend of the month like I'm doing tomorrow. I do one weekend with no internet, but I am going with, I think, 3 notebooks, 10 books, just to write down ideas. So we don't stop. You cannot stop because your business will stop. And if you stop, let's say for a week, you sometimes take a month backwards of steps. You cannot stop when you are a leader wanting to add value to society. And this is what a day in the life of an entrepreneur looks like. You wake up really excited because you have a purpose and you're going to add value and you've got all of these plans. And then before it gets started, you go, oh my God, this is so hard. Then it starts working. Then you make mistakes along the way. Then you think that everything is going really well and it's becoming really great. Then halfway throughout the day, you go, oh my God, I'm going to go bankrupt. And then you again start building up confidence, and then you become your self-esteem through your mind, because remember, our mind tricks us to thinking that we're never good enough, pulls you right down, and by the end of the day, it's all good again. So being an entrepreneur is a roller coaster on a daily basis. I was doing a very interesting presentation over in the Philippines. I was on a panel about 1.5 years ago. And I remember the entrepreneurs on stage with me talking about how the first of the month is the most depressing day for entrepreneurs, because that's when we pay all of the bills. And you as an employee, it's the most exciting day. But as an entrepreneur, we don't have that notion of 5 o'clock, I can go home. Or on the first of the month, my salary will be paid. As an entrepreneur, you pay your team salary first. You're the last one to get paid. But it is the most fulfilling journey ever. And this is what we need to teach our students, because your students are going to make thousands of mistakes before they launch the business. But you need to show to them and empower them with this hard reality. And the best way for you to empower them with this hard reality is by bringing in guest speakers literally every day to your classroom. So as you are teaching, as you're encouraging students to become an entrepreneur, if you were to bring in one guest speaker to CSU every single day, you will see that the students will get mentored, not just in the mindset, but the tools and the network to succeed as well. So it's super mega important. So what have we learned so far? So we've been together for now, so about half an hour. Innovation is not the same as entrepreneurship. If you're innovating, doesn't mean you're an entrepreneur, but also as an entrepreneur, you can set up a business that is not innovating and you can survive. You won't succeed that much, but you might survive if you've got a really good product. Not all entrepreneurs look the same. They have different business models. They have different life purposes, different lifestyle, different products and services, and different ways that they are adding value to society. Success is not determined by just a great idea. It takes a lot of boss your future attitude, a lot of action, a lot of mistakes, a lot of failures, a lot of hard moments, a lot of pivots for you to succeed. And being an entrepreneur is very hard, but it requires passion, drive, and persistence for you to succeed. So entrepreneurship is not just, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. You can be born in the richest family or have the greatest idea in the world. If you don't work hard and you're not super passionate about your business idea, if you don't have the drive and if you don't persist, you're never going to succeed. So, as Angelo was saying when he passed on the microphone to me, it's all about the boss your future. You need to take action. You and your students are the owner of your future. So this program that we're going to be building together with you in the next 5 weeks, it will only be successful if each and every single one of us gets together and actions it. So every single day, if you're actioning within CSU to build a stronger entrepreneurship culture, community, and curriculum, you're going to see results. And whenever you feel stuck, whenever you make a mistake and you need to stop to go forward, just communicate it with me. And I will guide you guys towards the next step and give you guys access to our curriculum, share my own experiences. Do you think our success was just overnight? No, it took me 10 years to build the Academy of Entrepreneurs. I am 32 now, and I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 9, and I make mistakes literally every single day. Do I regret them? Absolutely not. Because I make tiny mistakes that allow me to progress fast and make better strategies and build better structures for our organizations around the world. So what I want to talk to you guys about next is emotional intelligence, which is something that I'm going to be talking a lot to you guys over the next 4 weeks. Emotional intelligence is absolutely everything. But again, for you to succeed and develop your emotional intelligence, it's about taking action. It's about the attitude that you are taking. So I absolutely love this video. This is another one of my favorite videos. So I want to share it with you guys. So we're only going to watch the first couple of minutes, and you will watch it and you're going to laugh at me and think that I am crazy. But this makes so much sense.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better.
So there's so much truth to it. So this is why you need to, as a leader, and we're all leaders, each and every single one of us are leaders every day, in our home, in our family, in work, and in our community. So you need to know why do you exist? What is it that you love doing, and how can you set goals? So a few minutes ago, I was talking about our goal as a team is to develop Caraga State University as the most powerful hub of entrepreneurship in the whole area of Caraga. But how are we going to achieve that? So first, we've got the goal. We need to set the goal and break it down into tasks. So we break down what is the goal for the next year, for the next 6 months, for the next month, for the next week, for the next day, and even hour into hour. So my diary is broken down into 15-minute tasks. And every 15 minutes, I'm beginning and finishing a task, one after another. And what happens that as you complete every task, it triggers something in your brain that is really excited because you're completing and you are progressing. So you won't progress if you don't have an end goal in mind. You won't progress if you don't wake up with a goal. If you won't progress, if you don't know where you're going towards, because you can be shooting in the wrong direction or shooting in all directions and not be able to progress. Because when you set a goal and it's an achievable goal, it's a SMART goal, so it needs to be strategic, achievable with the right time and so forth. Once you set up a goal like that, you know what you're working towards and you can track and measure your impact. And you can see throughout the day, how am I progressing towards my goal, my weekly goal, my monthly goal, my quarterly goal? And that's what we need to do. So take action, boss your future every single day, because a tiny inch, a moment will bring you closer to your goal than a mile of intention. I am tired of seeing people around the world going, oh, I have an idea. And I'm like, I don't care about your idea. Get started. Then tell me how it's going and let's help each other make it successful. An idea is worth nothing, but now a tiny step is worth a lot. And that's what we need to do. So I would love to recommend you guys to read this book. He's one of the godfathers of emotional intelligence. which is called Daniel Goleman, and he's the author of this very, very, very famous book called Emotional Intelligence. I will be talking a lot about emotional intelligence, but if you do have time, buy this book, get the audio book online, or go on YouTube and listen to the summary for free. Guys, education is free. Information is free. Learning is free. We can all do it. So go out there and educate yourself literally every day. And thanks for joining us today, because today is an amazing opportunity for us to learn. And how are we going to achieve this impact in the world? First step is through self-awareness. The more we know about ourselves, the more we know our strengths, our weaknesses, what gets us excited, what puts us through the state of flow, the more we're going to be able to achieve. And the more we are achieving, the happier we're going to be able to be, the more productive we are going to be able to be, and the more results we're going to be able to add. And that will create a ripple effect in other people in another community, because they're going to be inspired and they're going to come on board and start doing the same with you guys. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys over the next few weeks a lot of self-awareness tests. And today I wanted to start with one called the BOSSI. So it's BOSI, which is the BOSSI DNA. So today we're going to be doing this task. It's about 5 minutes long, and I'll give you guys a coffee break as we do this test. And oh my God, what happened to my screen? The BOSSI DNA, oh, that's what it's done. It's gone straight to the BOSSI DNA. So when we click on the link, this is the link on the website, and then you just click, and then you just get started on the test. So by clicking on this button. So with the BOSSI DNA, let me just go back to the screen. So with the BOSSI DNA, it divides us into 4 different types of entrepreneurs and leaders. We can be someone that identifies opportunities. We can be a builder. We can be a specialist, and we can be an innovator, or we can be a combination of them. And there's no right or wrong formula. For you to succeed as a leader within CSU, for your leaders to succeed, your students to succeed as a leader, as an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what combination. But for you to succeed, you need to know what type of entrepreneur you are. For example, I'll share my own experience. I am not a builder at all. I am an opportunist with an innovator. So I love connecting dots that no one's ever connected and disrupting industries. So from the age of 9, I've always built businesses. When I was building, people like, what are you building? This makes no sense. And then with time, everybody just goes, oh my God, I need your services. And then we grow around the world. So this is my way of running businesses. Now, if you give me a great business idea and say, Paula, scale the business, I'm like, that's boring. It doesn't excite me growing someone else's business idea. It doesn't excite me even growing my own business ideas. I will start a project, and then I'll build a team and I'll let them run it. And then I will disrupt once in a while. I'll join the meetings and I will break the rules and disrupt my own business idea. I break my own rules. I'm also not a specialist. Don't tell me to spend 100,000 hours doing the same thing. I've got a piano. I'm not going to become the next Beethoven. I don't want to do that. But teach me how to play piano, and I will teach someone else how to play piano, and I will start a piano school. So I love doing things that are different, but that's me. My mother is my best friend, and we have the same values, and we're literally the opposite. She's a total specialist. Everything she does, she becomes the best at it. My brother is a builder. Everything he touches, he scales and makes it efficient with the best logistic. So it's important for you to know, what type of leader are you naturally? Because when you get put onto a project at CSU, when you are mentoring the students, you know how to guide them, but also you need to make sure that your students, as they are building the business, they know what type of entrepreneur they are. So let's all get into our computer, click on this BOSSI DNA. This test will take 3 to 5 minutes, but I will give you guys a 15-minute break. So get this, and I'll put it here on the chat. So let's take this activity, and then I want all 79 of us that are connected here today to talk about it. And there's no such thing as a right or wrong formula. It's about developing the it's about us developing the self-awareness for us to understand what is it that we're good at and how can we do more of we're good at. So let me just find the bar. I have lost the bar. Chat. I'm going to put this here. Cool. So BOSSI DNA. So right now is 5:40 in Australia. So it's 5:45. So at 2:45 Philippines time. So in 15 minutes, I will come back. So see you in 15 minutes. So take this test, have some coffee, have some water, take a break from your screens for 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to look at your Bossy DNA test. And just, well, after you get the result, as you're answering it, be as honest as possible. And as soon as you finish it, try to think about it. Just go, wow, I remember the time that I worked on that project and I really enjoyed, and I was an innovator, I was a builder, I was a disruptor. So remember, there's no right or wrong formula. So let's take the test, have a copy, and try to think of the moments in our life that we worked on projects and we actually use one of these 4 BOSI skills to implement, develop, and deliver as a team. Because remember, we're not going to change the world by ourselves. We need a huge community. So try to acknowledge where were the last times throughout your career that you actually use those skills, and how can you use more of them? Cool. Awesome. So I will be back in 14 minutes here with you guys. So I will stop sharing the screen, and I will be back in 15 minutes to see you guys and hear about your answers if you want to share. But don't just do the test very honestly, and try to think of where was the last few times in the last few weeks or months that at CSU you actually recall being one of these 4 letters. Cool.
Alright.
So I will see you guys soon. Yes, Angelo.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Paula, for that. So we will be seeing each other in 15 minutes. So that's around 2:57 or 2:55. Apart from the test, I would also like to take this opportunity to remind everyone to accomplish the attendance form. We will be resending the link in the chat. Thank you.
See you soon.
I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight cause I am falling. I'm so deep down, deep down. And it's not a lie that I die. What this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. be your light. If it gets too dark, yeah, I can carry all that you've got. To heavy hearts, it's not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall, and it's not a lie that I can hide. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light, be your light. I'll be your light if it gets too dark. I'll be your light, be your light. I'll be your light if it gets too dark. I am running for you. I am running for you. I am running for you. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. I'll be your light. Your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the wind up hopes now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We'll never need a from the top of a lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are the summer night, the summer night, the summer night, the summer night. Someday we will look back, and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, look back at this summer night. saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know now, now. Cause your love made me go blind. What am I hearing? Saying you're moving back. When were you gonna tell me that? What am I hearing? It feels like a heart attack. Someone help me catch my breath again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible? Possible. How could we let love go? How could we move on? Move on. Why you wanna let me go now, now, now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know now, now, now. Cause your love made me go blind. Why are you playing? We ain't got the time. Tell me now if you want out. What are you saying? Come on and spit it out. I'm about to lose my mind again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible? Possible.
I was refugee in Pakistan. I was refugee in Iran. I was refugee in Dubai. And now I'm a refugee in France.
Les gens, quand tu es handicapé, ils n'essaient même pas de voir ce que tu es capable de faire, mais ils te jugent à travers ton handicap.
Haberme venido no fue una buena idea.
यहाँ की लड़कियां कुछ नहीं कर सकती।
लाइट रहित अनि उजियार रहित हाम्रो बाल बचाउ उजियार रहित
Agama mifumidam bem só na minha bem مشكل na minha rota.
Porque se todo mundo tivesse alimento em casa, ela podia raciocinar. Então, poderia ser pobre, mas teria inteligência na cabeça para poder sair dali.
Parce que na mukili mutu azwa na mission na onza mbatindela ngape naza mukili pona mission na ngai me nzambe ndayebi.
I've left my husband to be with a woman, and for me that's a huge step in my country as an African woman to do that. I do have a strong voice and I'm strong as a woman speaking for myself.
Nous devons dire au monde que nous existons, que vous êtes là. Et je suis sûr qu'aucune misère, aucune pauvreté extrême n'est pas une fatalité. On peut la combattre.
Mba afaka ihany fa mba tsy hitovy am'le hoe toerana nisy atsony zany fa mba lasa ambonimbony kokoa zany izy de tantrony reny de famihina teo zany any Antenimiana.
What a beautiful video. Everyone good to get back?
Yes, I think we're all here again. So
Thanks.
enjoy
Can you
the.
send me the link afterwards, Angela? I'd love to share that as well at our campus. That's really nice.
Oh yes, I think it's from Sir Melbert. So Sir Melbert, if you could share with us the
Oh, I
link.
thought you were sharing the screen. Okay, that was really
Yeah.
beautiful. It's the Papua New Guinea. So cool. Oh no, Papua New Guinea is this. There's another one. I think the other one was something else. That's amazing. Cool. So let's share the screen. Can I share my screen, or are you guys going to share another video?
Yes, you can
Thank you.
share.
I'm happy to see. I love these videos. So if you want to share a few more, let me know, because I love watching them. It's always something inspirational, something that we can learn from. Perfect. So let's get back to it. Let's go back. Okay. Okay. I would love for. Actually, I don't need to share my screen. I can just see everybody's faces for a little while. Stop sharing. Okay. So, what results did we get in our Bossy DNA? Was there anything that you saw just like, wow, I never realized that, or this is not true, or oh my God, my most successful, exciting, happiest projects that I was the most productive in the state of flow of just creating and flowing and doing amazing stuff was when I was using these different skills that showed up on my test. So Jeffrey, did you do the Bossy DNA test as well? Sorry for pointing finger, I have to.
Hi, Paula. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Good to see you. Thanks for organizing this.
Thank you. So yeah, I tried, and I think I'm surprised. I don't know exactly what to say. So it says here with my bossy, it says here from the report. So my DNA, about my primary DNA is about opportunist.
Okay.
Predisposed strengths are like finding new money-making opportunities, promoting something you believe in, being optimistic even after the toughest setback. So I might have to validate that. But yeah, I think I'm leaning towards those kind of strengths.
Can you share with us an example of when maybe in the last 12 months that you were positive, you looked for new solutions of money, you saw the problems and you didn't see them as problems, you just went, that's an opportunity. Can you remember anything that you can share with us?
I think I relate this with the recent I think achievement we had in the office. Like we are one of the innovation and technology support office. And there was this, I think, challenge posed to us by the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. And for the last 12 months, we know we are in the pandemic, and they set this goal, classifying universities in terms of the things that you can do. So either gold level, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum as being the highest. And there was like a lot of us ITSO managers like stated our beliefs that it's very difficult to do this because we don't have enough resources, like in terms of the IPOFIL not giving us resources, but really the activities and the needed things to be accomplished. So we kind of, our team, so I think I have some members of our team here kind of instead of like complaining, rather we take it positively and really challenge ourselves as well, not to achieve those things that we want to achieve, not only for the office but for the entire name of the university. So yeah, so recently we were awarded with the platinum level. So I think Kenneth is here, Medijan is here. So I think, yeah, so on the positive, the side, focusing on what we can do rather than focusing on like what deficiencies we have. So we focus on the things that we can do as a team, not to achieve those deliverables for us in the office. I think, yeah, that's one thing that I can share with, but not into the money making. No, not into the money making yet.
You know, when you're identifying opportunities will turn into money, and there's different people who have different skills. Like you can having a team, the greatest salesperson, and then they don't like doing the operations bit, and they don't like managing, or they don't like doing the bookkeeping. Some people love money, some people love talking, some people love building strategy. Some people, like you put them in front of other people, they hate it, and others love it.
Yeah, yes. So I think I may add that our office is also responsible for like this doing the technology sale. I think the team is here. So we have opportunity that we can take on this year in terms of commercializing innovations from the university. So I think Roland Dagil is here. So we're excited for 2 additional universities who may adopt the systems that has been innovated or developed from the university. So that would be money coming in for the researchers. So I think those are opportunities that we are looking forward this year. No, so yeah.
That's amazing. And you see, so from today onwards, now that you know that you're a natural opportunist, try to stop maybe whether it's 2 minutes a day, beginning of the day or at lunchtime or before you have your coffee break, and you just go, what opportunities are around me? How can I make the most out of them? So just connecting with ourselves, and also knowing that when you have any circumstance happening inside CSU, you have more confidence because you know that that's your natural strength. But also it is very important for you to know about the colleagues around you. So everybody should sit maybe at a coffee table with social distancing, face mask and everything, or over Zoom, and discuss what results did you get. Because if someone else is a builder, next time you see an opportunity, you just go, okay, with confidence, just go, guys, I've identified an opportunity. This is how we can commercialize. And these are the opportunities that we have, A, B, C, D, but I suggest we go into opportunity B. And then you know who in your team is a great builder, and you just go, okay, John Smith, you can build. Samantha, you can become the specialist and go deeper into research and doing the nitty gritty and making the product or service as perfect as possible. And that's what we are. For us to change the world, and I'm going to be talking a lot about that next week about social entrepreneurship, we can't change the world by ourselves. But the more self-aware we are, the more we will have confidence, the more we will know how to rewire our brain and restructure our diary to put ourselves through the state of flow. But also the more aware we're going to be of those around us, and then we're going to know how to connect with them so that they believe in us, they come on board, help us grow our movement, and then everybody is collaborating by using the natural strengths. Right. Of course, every day we do for a few minutes things that we don't enjoy. But overall, we are using and maximizing ourselves for the strength. And this is what I always do whenever I build teams. What I do is I get everybody to write the job description at Academy of Entrepreneurs every month. I just go, what do you want? What goals do you want to achieve? What skills do you want to further develop that we can bring extra coaches and put you into extra further development? What are your struggles? And maybe we are naturally in the state of flow. And then a few months later, the flow, we get so used to it that it becomes a routine, and then we're not excited about it. So we need to shuffle things around. And maybe there's other skills that you didn't know that you had. So it's so important for us to take time and just go, what is it that we love doing? So one of the activities I'll do with next week with you guys is literally just writing down the things that we love and we hate doing, and building a new job description based on that. And I'll share with you guys some personal experiences and some of the things that's happened with our students around that as well. So super important. So thank you, Jeffrey, for sharing. Okay, so I've got thumbs up here from, who is it? So Melbert, thumbs up. You're gonna have to unmute yourself and share, and I can see you're part of the Navigato, so you're part of Jeffrey's team. So please share your, sorry, anyone that, no one's gonna interact anymore. It's because I'm getting scared of being called out. So what results did you get in your Bossy DNA test?
So I have, first I have innovator and also a specialist.
Okay.
So I think it's, it's true. I mean, it's somewhat like, I mean, I find it true true in terms of describing myself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think yeah.
That's amazing that you agree, because I love doing this personality test, because reality is that there's always truth in it. So Melbert, based on these two findings that you've got through a combination of two very important skills, and those are your natural strengths, when do you recall in the last 12 months using these strengths to implement solutions within the Navigato project at CSU?
Actually, that's I mean, one thing that's I'm very focused this time. So actually, the same. Our goals in Navigato is the same as what you have said. That we really want Caraga State University or Navigato would be the center for, I mean, entrepreneurship in Caraga. And from that, no, we want to create framework that is really effective. That's actually my goal. So I'm really looking for something I can benchmark with, or someone to mentor me with, and how are we going to, I mean, to run the program in Navigato. And as an innovator, I'm really fan also of innovating things, especially that I'm with in IT. And also having a very innovative also leader. We have in CCIS, Sir Rolin Tagil, and also with Sir Jeff. So since I'm with their circle, so they keep on thinking innovative ideas. So yeah, so I think that's it. So, and with innovation, yeah.
Because can you see the words that you've used? You spoke about framework, about learning, and this is what specialists do. They build structure, they get better at it, they build the systems, and then you've got that beautiful combination of innovation. So you're going, what's next? Who are the leaders around me that can take me to the next level? So can you see, Jeffrey might be amazing at these things, and it doesn't matter what job descriptions we have. It doesn't matter who's the boss of who. One needs the other for Navigato to succeed. And the more we know about our strengths and our team, the more we're going to be able to achieve. So based on that, Melbert, what are you going to do next? So what is the next project that, now that you know that you've got a combination of specialist with innovator, what gets you excited?
Actually, after we have training with the field dev, since we have, I attended the incubation management workshop with PhilDev, and with my teams, we were able to create the framework. So as much as possible, we believe that it's effective. I think hopefully it will be an effective framework that we have established. So I think I'm also need to get approval and present it with my team. And this time, actually, I'm planning in terms of, since we have set goals with the, I mean, the action plan that we have created with Navigato, and also with the framework. So I'm thinking a lot of innovative ways of conducting education. So I'm thinking about hacking university or hacking the government agencies. So it's more on, I mean, opportunities for the students where they can apply their learnings in terms of education or design thinking. So I think I'm gonna start it with my, since I'm handling also technopreneurship subject, I have 2 sections. So they will be my, I mean, the first one that will be undergone with what I have in mind. So maybe we can start with university hacking. So it's hackathon.
University hacking, yes. I'd like to know, what do you mean by university hacking?
I mean, it's actually another term for hackathon, but we want to disrupt university. Yeah, I mean, looking into likes and dislikes of different offices, so we can build product or innovative product for each offices. So actually, that's what I'm thinking as of this time. So that's the first I want to do. So then I have, so parang, I mean, it's just a term I use instead of using hackathon, or so I want to use hacking university or university hacking. So actually, it's creating innovative product for an university. So I think then next it's government agencies.
And how are you going to deal with the government agencies?
The same. So we're going to, I mean, with the students that I have, or with the Navigatos, we will be doing design thinking or ideation. Then we use, I mean, we can partner with government agencies as the avenue where the students can, I mean, conduct empathy or then create innovative products. So then I'm thinking to be the one to. So that's it. I think more on innovation also as to how to, run the TBI.
Well, you clearly have the skills for it and the passion and the knowledge and the connection. So go, 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 because now you know your strengths. Go on further developing the strengths. So in traditional education, when we go to schools, the teachers will always give us 10 subjects, and the subjects that we don't excel at, they always go study more. But the reality is that as adults, as leaders, you should get better at the things you're good at. So if your thing is hacking, it's getting it to become the best hackathon of the market, building the partnerships and strategies and framework, go and do it. Don't let anyone stop you. Go and get it better and better. And it doesn't matter that you get paid to work 10 hours a day. Work 20 hours to finish and make it the greatest program ever delivered and developed and implemented in the Philippines. And once it's working, teach other people about it, because we learn so much, right? We need to learn every day, but we learn so much by applying. But when we teach someone else, you guys could even start selling that as a service. You can become consultant and start teaching businesses and organizations, non-for-profits, how to hack the solutions by bringing in hackathons for the teams or the community to work with them. So awesome. Thanks for sharing, Melvin. I will look forward to working with you. I will keep everything you said in mind, and I'm going to bring in some extra activities in the class when I teach Technopreneurship to you guys. So you're going to learn a lot. You're with us for the next 5 weeks, right? You're with us every Friday? Cool. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. Thanks. Who else? I want to now speak to a girl. I can see here. Camera on. I've got Rosalina that was already chatting to us before, which I still think she was reading something off Google because it sounded too accurate. And she had all of these fancy words in her answer. Rosalina, how are you? How are you going? Can you hear us, Rosalina? I don't know if she can hear us.
Mamina.
Lena. Uh-oh. Don't know what happened. Who knows? Okay. Jeffrey and Melvin, help me pick a girl that can participate with us and share. So pick a name. Who's getting in trouble? Who's the favorite one that's getting in trouble here?
Elizabeth, I think I would like to hear from Ma'am Elizabeth Parak, Dean Elizabeth. Is that okay with you, Ma'am, Dean?
Where is Dean Elizabeth?
Ma'am Elizabeth. I don't know if Ma'am Elizabeth is.
That's the thing. You guys have the camera off.
Yeah, Ma'am Tessa Vergara. Hi, Ma'am Tessa. Are you guys here?
I'm going to create a rule for next week. Cameras on, or I'm going to block everybody out of the course. Angela, I need your help with that. Cameras on for everybody next week. And I don't care if you're in your pajamas at all. Everybody's turning on the cameras. Maybe we should do that next week. Is everybody working from home right now? Or from the office? From home?
It's in the
Next
office.
week, we'll do a session, everybody in their pajamas. So no one has a reason to not turn the cameras on. Okay, so let's see. Who else wants to participate? Okay, I can see Lena's back. Rosalina, are you back and you can hear us? Yes? I can see a smile. Rosalina, you're on mute, so I can't hear you. And I can see Rowena back. J-Roll. Okay, I can see from pretty smiles. Who's going to share the results?
We have also Ma'am Rowena.
Yes.
Ma'am Weng, si Ma'am Weng, si Ma'am Weng.
Rowena, are you going to share with us?
Tapos si Sir Gerald.
Good, bro. Good.
Hello. Okay, the boys are in charge today. J-Rold, what did you get as a result in your DNA test?
Yeah, actually mine is opportunist and at the same time specialist.
Okay.
Maybe because of my training, I'm the director for the internationalization. So I'm glad actually Sir Jeff tagged me along with this activity. So basically being an opportunist, you know, I'm here. That's why I want to collaborate with you guys.
Amazing. I will put my email here for you. I've got lots of opportunities that we can collaborate for internationalization.
Lately, we are actually subjecting ourselves to the QS, and we need a lot more thing to do. Actually, more collaboration, more research partners, more activity like this, students internships, and you, Miss Paula, we need
Happy
you.
to help. Happy to help. And we can start helping online. And as soon as I can fly over, I can do face-to-face teaching. We have a big team in the Philippines as well. And they're all social entrepreneurs that also work with the United Nations, Professor Mohammed Yunus, Grameen. So yes. So please send me an email and I
need
can
a lot
coordinate.
more of visiting professor, even though here we're just doing virtual. But the one thing really is we need to cultivate people. We need to tell people that we're not in our own shells, the world is bigger than we could think or ever imagine. So yeah, being also a specialist, I am a mathematician by profession, but sometimes maybe that pushes me hard to connect people because I'm too very I tend to look at things differently from others. It's good. I like your the boosydna.com. There are also some caveats in there. So thank you, Paula, for introducing it.
J-Rolls, so the fact that you're a mathematician and you like things that are structured, and you want to get the number, you want to get the data, right? You want to see the progress.
We're very focused and very result-oriented. Of course, we are very determined. We are output-oriented. We never really actually, just like other people that gonna give up in the midst of things. Yes.
But that is your strength, and you should be proud of it because that superpower that you have, I don't have. I'm big picture. I connect dots, but I don't go into details because I'm dyslexic. I speak 6 languages, so I don't know how to read and write in any language effectively. So if you see my PowerPoint, they have lots of images and very few words because I don't know how to spell. And if I put too many words, I will make spelling mistakes.
That's good for you because you learn things right away, communications or language.
Yes.
I've been in Europe. I lived quite a few months there in Portugal. Although they were Spanish, very very similar in Spanish and Philippines too. We are 330 years, been colonized by Spaniards, but I haven't learned the language actually.
But it's okay because we all have different strengths. So Louis from our team that you will meet, he's my right hand for absolutely everything. And my deal with them is we trust each other with our eyes closed. So he goes, Paula, you identify any opportunity and I will deliver the best program operations in the world. And that's our partnership. So I bring in the opportunity. He is a specialist. And he just organizes the most incredible, like every time I sit in a meeting, my jaws drop because he's so good at it. But the work that I do, he thinks I'm absolutely crazy. I go into meetings and I just see him laughing because he's just like, oh my God, there goes Paula. And I go into meetings and I go like, what the hell have you created here? How did you do this? How can I have so much information and be so structured and so perfect with no mistakes? But it's about us being proud of our strengths, guys, because that's when we're going to be able to succeed and make strategic decisions. Because by you knowing that you're an opportunist, an innovator, a specialist, it just helps you next time. And I can see Rowena smiling because she knows now when she needs something, she knows who she's going to speak to.
Correct.
And she knows that in the team, you also need to have a balance. So if everybody's an opportunist, your project, whether it's Navigato or another project as a workshop, will completely fail. Because you need the specialist, you need the innovator, you need the different skills within it. And the more mix you have, and the more you empower your team to use the strengths, the more successful the project will be. But please, J-Rold, send me an email and I will connect you. Our global partnerships director is actually in Manila right now. So I will
thank you, Paula. I really appreciate it.
I will help you guys with some of these projects.
Yeah, I will also connect. I also talk to Jeffrey oftentimes about this. We're a team. We're complementing each other.
Exactly, 100%. And thank you for taking on the opportunity of joining us today. We're really grateful to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you also, Jeffrey, for inviting J-Rolls. And that's what we need to do as a community. We need to drag people along into amazing opportunities, because out of every opportunity we have in life, we learn something, we meet someone interesting, we get a new insight, a new way of thinking. If we were already doing it well, it just validates that we should continue doing it. If we were making a mistake, we don't get upset about it. We just go, great, I've learned, next step. So cool, awesome. Let me go back to sharing the screen, but thanks for sharing, boys. And girls, I want to see you participating as well. Please, girl power, come on. It's Women's Week this week. We need girls sharing as well. Cool, awesome. So I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. And we're gonna start looking at, now that we're getting a better understanding of who we are, now we're gonna start looking at business models that we can implement inside the university, but also educate the students on. So business models. So what business model should we be opening for different industries, and also according to our lifestyle? What kind of life do we want to lead? So not all businesses are the same. So a lifestyle business, a small business, a high growth startup, an entrepreneurship, a social venture, an impact entrepreneurship. These are all completely different businesses, and we're going to be learning a lot about it over the next few weeks. So a small business, often your goal is to enjoy what you are doing. The funding normally is minimal for you to get started, but also your profit will be not too big. The scaling model, it's very hard to scale a small business because your idea is to stay small and you don't really have an exit strategy. So it's not like you're building a business and you want to sell it for millions of dollars. You just set up a business. An example, a food truck that you just go, me and my husband, we love cooking hot dogs and we've got a really nice recipe. And every Saturday, we're going to sell it at the Legazpi market over in your Greenbelt. Perfect. We love working together and we have fun. Now, there's also the lifestyle business, which is a business where often our goal is to feed the family and be our own bosses. So normally it's funded through personal loans or personal investments or friends and families helping. And over 2/3 of them do not want to grow. So you just build a bar, a cafe, something that you just go, cool, an accounting firm, a legal firm, a photography studio. They just go, this is something that I enjoy doing and will make me enough money to send my kids to a really good university, buy myself a nice car. We can go overseas every 2 years, and we don't really want to sell it. So an example is a bar. A small bar, a small restaurant owned by a family, and it's enough for them to pay the family bills and still enjoy their lives. So that's another type of business. Another one is the high growth startup, like we've got with Grab and Uber. So the goal is to be the next big unicorn, Google, Facebook, and eventually to be bought by them or compete with them. The scaling strategy is to grow and grow as quickly as possible. Resources, we need to raise money all the time. In the first few years, almost half of your work is towards raising funds. And eventually you want to sell by either selling it to a big company such as Facebook, Google, or you want to go into the public market. So an example is Uber, which is very similar to Grab over there in the Philippines. By the end of 2018, Uber had an operation loss of $3 billion. This type of business needed so much investment, but slowly it became the market leader. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was living in the Philippines, I never got a taxi. It was just Grab. I'd leave my Airbnb, click on Grab, it arrived, I go down, and it just become part of my everyday. That I would have breakfast, order my Grab, and go back into the city to work. Entrepreneurship is what hopefully you guys are going to be working together with us and implementing within CSU. So you develop a new and innovative business a new innovative project inside a company. So the resource is the internal. So what we are doing today is an entrepreneurship program. We are building and hacking solutions for us to build new products and services within CSU. Scaling, there's different ways of scaling it. And exit, the idea is ready to be adopted by a larger firm. So an example was Sony. Sony was very famous for building products such as a television. And this incredible leader, together with his team, decided to create the Sony PlayStation that eventually became one of the most successful and sold products. So Sony was known for purchasing high quality audios and televisions, but then eventually the video game industry became one of the most profitable sides of their business. So it just shows that being an entrepreneur is incredible because you already get a team, you get access to money, you've got the operation, the resources to make it successful, and it's a lot easier. You still work long hours, but you know you have holidays. If you call in sick, you've got a team, you've got money in your bank because every month you get paid a salary. So it is a great lifestyle as well to have. The next one is a social venture, like we see with a lot of the microfinancing, such as with Grameen. So you're creating value for society, but the value has a ripple effect into many communities and organizations. Resources, you get your money from donations, grants, and often from volunteers. And you can't really have an exit strategy because you exist to create social good, and you normally don't really have an owner. You pass it on to someone else. An example is Nobel Peace Prize winner, Professor Mohammed Yunus, that created Grameen Bank, which he created a microfinancing system to provide loans for rural people in Bangladesh. And now they operate across over 2,000 organizations around the world. And they provided a loan to over 8 million borrowers with a repay loan of 95%. And another one that I'm going to be talking a lot about next week with you guys is an impact entrepreneurship venture, where the goal is making a profit by creating something that adds value to society. So us at Academy of Entrepreneurs, we're an impact venture. So we exist to create an impact. So everything we do is about us making the world a better place. So we put purpose above profit in 100% of our decisions, but we don't rely on grants and donations. We rely in working and delivering a product and a service into the industry that adds value to many communities around the world. The resources can be through investments, VCs, loan, or just selling your product and the service. And an impact venture doesn't really have an exit strategy because we never want to stop. We want to always continue. An example is Tom's the Shoes, where every time you buy a shoe, the owner donates a shoe to someone else in a community. So that's an example of it. So before we encourage our students to become an entrepreneur, we need to get into the heads and in the hearts, and also the gut feeling, and understand what is the lifestyle that they want to have. Because all of these great business opportunities and business models are fantastic. They can be very successful and very fulfilling. But first, along with understanding our strengths and weaknesses and doing a lot of personality tests, is understanding what is the lifestyle that I want to have. Who are you? So who is the student? Who are you as an individual? And what is the lifestyle that you love? Do you love being home on time to eat dinner with your friends and family? Do you want to be able to pick up your kids in school every day? Do you want to be able to have 4 weeks of holidays every year? Do you want to have time to exercise in the morning and just work in the afternoons? Do you want to work or run a business that you work from your laptop? Do you like being on stage and talking? Do you like having a lifestyle that is healthy and you can cycle to work? Do you like being active and creating things in the kitchen? Do you like traveling? Do you like building things? Do you like having the lifestyle of just doing whatever you want and maybe blogging around the world? You need to make a decision. And this decision, once you make it, you need to stay true to it and build a business that respects the lifestyle that you want and you love. And who do you want to be known as? When you're not in the room, it's not about being famous, but who do you want to be known as? Do you want to be known as the opportunist, the leader, the hard worker? What is the lifestyle you want to have attached to it? So for example, if you want to create a business that's going to make the world a better place by teaching people yoga, you cannot be a smoker, a big drinker, because that goes against the value of your business. And you also don't want to hide. So if you want to build a business that's going to make the world a better place, that's environmentally friendly and is working with people's mental health, you can't be someone that is polluting the environment and polluting your own health. Because if anyone sees that and shows that on social media, it can destroy your business in seconds. And you also need to be true to the lifestyle and the business that you are creating. For example, if I want to go from Manila to Cebu, I need a plane. But what plane do I want to fly in? Cebu Pacific, where they wake you up, freeze you to death, and they're really funny with games in the middle of the flight. It's cheap and fun. Or do I want to fly with Philippine Airlines, that it's more serious and reliable, with seats that are more comfortable? They serve you food. Both planes get you from A to B, but in different styles. Cebu Pacific, I love it. Everybody's so friendly, and they're dressed in a casual, very casual, comfortable clothes. Philippine Airlines, the way that they present, the manners, the shoulders, the postures, the heels is completely different. The colors. So you need to know when you are setting up a business and when your students are setting up a business, what are your strengths? What impact do you want to add in the world? What social enterprise message are you going to give out? How are you going to measure that impact? But also, what is the lifestyle and how are you going to take your customers from A to B? Is it Cebu Pacific or Philippine Airline style? And there's nothing right or wrong with one or the other, but you need to make a decision on what you stand for so you don't confuse the market. What is the tone of voice? Do you want to be elegant like Audrey Hepburn? Do you want to be kind like Mother Teresa, or are you going to add your charm like George Clooney? I personally absolutely adore the three of them, but they have the different styles, and different businesses will communicate a different message to a different target audience. You can't sell t-shirts to everybody with the same stamp and the same quality. Some people want it tighter, will want it in a different color with a different message. Some people don't even want to wear a t-shirt, they want to wear a dress. Or they want to wear gym clothes without sleeves because they're working out and they don't want to stick to them. So you need to know who's the end user, what value you're going to add, what's your personality style, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and how are you going to communicate as a leader across all of these different opportunities that you have. So my question to you guys, and you're going to have to turn on your cameras and talk to me. What makes a business successful? So at the end of the day, what does a business need to do to be successful? So who wants to share? And I love to see a girl participating. Lena, are you with us? What makes a business successful? Can you unmute yourself and can you share with us your ideas of when you see a business that is successful, how would you describe it? If you were mentoring a student on setting up a business, what tips would you give to your students so that they can have a business that is successful? And we know that success is not easy. We know that being an entrepreneur is not easy. But what makes a business successful from your point of view?
I would tell my students that to make successful in business, it should be a hard work.
Amazing. But what will make the business successful? Because you can work very hard, but maybe you're working hard, but your business is still not successful. So what does hard work mean? What are the different duties that they're going to do throughout the day? And what is the end result that they need to have?
It's more of it start with planning. Then after the planning, it's implementation, then monitoring. And of course, along the way, so it's really a hard work and more time to spend with. So you have to wake up early in the morning, and you have said that one in the previous discussion, you have to wake up early in the morning and end up late in the evening.
Yes, when you're beginning, definitely. But working hard is not just about the number of hours. It's also managing our marketing, our customer relationship, the quality of our products, compliance, registration, paying tax. But what makes a business very successful as well is the financial sustainability, is knowing that you've got money coming into your business. Because if you're working really hard, but there's no money coming in, your business will die. And this is what we need to share with our students. They need to get good at cutting down costs, spending the least amount possible, but also spending a lot of time looking for new customers. I was flying in and out a lot between Manila and the United States, so throughout San Francisco, LA, 2 years ago. And a lot of people were like, I'm raising funds. And I'm like, but aren't you running your business? Aren't you looking for customers? So for your business to be successful, you need to keep an eye on the money. How much does it cost to set up your business? How much does it cost to operate your business? And how much will it cost for you to scale your business? Because sometimes we need to even spend a little bit more than we can afford to bring in the right staff to grow our business, or the right technology, or have enough stock for us to then sell over the next few weeks or months. So we need all of these things that you're talking. Hard work, definitely. The planning, definitely. The long hours, unfortunately, is part of being an entrepreneur. But when we love it, it doesn't feel like long hours. But we need to also keep an eye on the finance. But it's not just making money, it's the sustainability. How much are we expecting to get every month? What is our expenses? And how can we make sure that we retain customers? Like what Netflix does, the subscription model. It's building a financial sustainability, but they make money and they're always developing new movies. They're always purchasing new movies so that the customers are retained and continue with them. So thank you, Lena, for sharing. My next question is, if for you to have a successful business, you need financial sustainability, what makes an entrepreneur successful? So what do your students need to do to be successful? So what skills do your students need to have? So hardworking, like Lena was talking about. They could be an innovator, a disruptor, a specialist, like Malvert, Jeffrey, and Raina were sharing with us. But what are the skills we need to have to be a successful entrepreneur? So who wants to share?
You should be always risk taker if you are an entrepreneur.
You should always be what, sorry?
Risk taker.
A risk taker, yes. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Of course, not taking a risk puts our business at a risk often. Definitely. Thank you, Lena. What else?
For someone to be like, what makes an entrepreneur successful, it's like the thinking of always developing one's product, like product development should always be one of the things that they need to consider. Thank you.
Definitely. It's like Jollibee, right? They sell their chicken, which didn't make sense because we're competing with McDonald's, and now McDonald's is copying the chicken, but Jollibee is always developing new products and flavors, and in different locations, they'll sell more of one product than another. So we need to disrupt ourselves as well. But to be a successful entrepreneur, I'll show you guys our story. So when we were looking at creating Academy of Entrepreneurs many years ago, we saw this problem, which is still a problem around the world, which is students can't find a job, companies can't find talent, and entrepreneurs were not happy and succeeding often. And we had lots of questions in our head, which is, why does 1% of the world control 99% of the economy? This is a very annoying question, isn't it? It's bothering that you've got people starving, but you've got billionaires like burning money in the wrong way. Why is it that 96% of businesses fail? These were questions that we wanted to find an answer and a solution. We wanted to add value to society by solving these problems. And another third question that was really bothering is, why is the gap between entrepreneurship and employability so big? Why is it that institutions are training us to get a job? And once we start a business, we don't have any of the skills of making money, managing customers, negotiating contracts, pitching to clients, to investors. Why is the gap so big? So we interviewed 1,000 very successful entrepreneurs from over 50 countries to know, what is it that makes someone successful? What is it that they did? What is it that they had in common for them to succeed? And we realized that for you to be successful as an entrepreneur, you only need one skill in common. You'll need to develop many more skills, but the most important skill for you to have as an entrepreneur for you to succeed is one thing, which I'm going to be talking a lot to you guys about, which is emotional intelligence. Because once you are emotional intelligence, you are aware of your strengths, like we've just done with the Bossy DNA. The more you know yourself, the more you're going to be able to connect your passion and the solution that you're trying to find for the world to add this value to connecting with the right talent and encouraging, motivating yourself and your team to achieve at the full potential so you can solve this problem, develop this product faster, more effective at a lower price. So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is a 4-step process. It's first your ability to identify. So Bossy DNA, we've identified what type of leader we are. Then we're going to learn how to manage ourselves so we can use more of the strengths that are coming out in the results of these tests. Then we're going to learn how to control ourselves and know these are the things that I'm good at. And I'm not going to be upset about the other things, but I'm going to collaborate with my colleagues, such as Jeffrey and Anthony and here, Angelo. How can I control myself and collaborate with them and in a way that I'm encouraging others to do the same. So emotional intelligence refers to the ability to identify step 1, manage step 2, step 3, control your own emotions, your own hack, your own productivity, and the ones of others as well. So we're going to be talking a lot about that in the next 4 weeks. So from all of this that we're realizing that we have our strengths, we need to develop emotional intelligence, opportunities are absolutely everywhere. The bigger the risk, the bigger the rewards. The problems that COVID brought into the world are actually incredible business opportunities. How can you turn any idea into a business? How are we going to do it? Where do we start? So we're going to start today by practicing something which is an activity called Ikigai. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys what is Ikigai. We're going to be watching a video, and then we're going to be working in the next 20 minutes, and we're going to have a break as well while we're working on this activity. And you're going to work on your Ikigai, and you're going to go, what is your life purpose, and how can you create something amazing inside CSU? And it doesn't need to be just in the entrepreneurship department, because if you can innovate and find a solution in another department, you're already becoming an entrepreneur inside the university. So Ikigai is a Japanese word that means your reason for being. The word Ikigai usually is used to indicate your source of value. How are you adding value? I've seen you guys using the word value today a lot, which is amazing. In your own life and in the life of others, to make your life worth living. So you jump out of bed and you want to do more and be more productive and so forth. So let's watch this video, and then we're going to do this task together.
There's a Japanese word called Ikigai. It's used to help us understand our relationship with the world around us and how to choose what we want to do with ourselves. The Ikigai concepts ask you to understand the things that you love doing, the things at which you're great, the things that others need, and the things that others will pay for. So for you, it's about knowing what you love and knowing what you can really do. And for others, it's about understanding their needs and understanding what they're willing to pay for. These are all different things. When you find something that you love and at which you're great, the concept of Ikigai calls that your passion. And there's a lot of commencement speech, address kind of thing that says, follow your passion. I'm not a big fan of that, because passion is all about you. It's all this big self-centered idea that the world should just provide for what you love and what you're great at. If you get away from the idea that we all should just be following our own passion, that we should be sensitive to what the world needs and what it's willing to pay for, then we might find ourselves going down the love route and providing for what the world needs, which Ikigai calls a mission. Or we might find ourselves going down what we're really great at and what the world is willing to pay for, which Ikigai calls a profession. If we completely set ourselves aside, if we weren't considering ourselves, but we were only responding to the world around us, that is others, we might find that the world is willing to pay for something that it needs. And despite the fact that we don't love it and we might not be great at it, we could call it a vocation. Sometimes that's called a job. The ideal is to find what you love, what you're great at, that the world needs and is willing to pay for. Find your Ikigai.
So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to connect with ourselves and go, what are the things that I love doing for CSU? What are the things that I'm really good at? It's not about being arrogant. It's about being confident in the things we're good, because we're all amazing at lots of different things. What is it that you can get paid for, that you love doing, that you're great at, and that the world needs? So something new that you can develop, which is a problem in the world that uses your strengths that you're good at and you can get paid for it. So you can start new projects, new courses, new products, new solutions inside the university to add further value for your colleagues that are teachers and faculty members, for your students, and maybe for the surrounding community and suburbs that network and are connected to CSU's values, purposes, and projects. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a 5-minute break and you're going to spend 15 minutes working on this. This might look really simple, but it's really intense. You need to go really deep into it. What is it that you love doing? You love presenting, you love pitching, you love answering emails, you love building structure, you love compliance. It doesn't matter. But you're going to have to identify what is the problem right now that you've identified inside the university that you are great at solving. You can get paid for it because you're great at it, and you will enjoy building the solution for your colleagues, for your students, and for the community. So this looks easy, but 15 minutes, honestly, will just get you started. So then what you do is just draw the circles, and then inside just put dot points, the things that you love doing that are solving a problem that the world needs inside CSU. Because right now our world is CSU, it's Canada State University. So inside, when you get your job, what are things that you see students complaining? Maybe the students are complaining about the tests being too hard. Maybe they're complaining about they get lost to the campus. Maybe they are, because every day there's a problem that we can solve. So identify something that the students or your colleagues at the university are always going, so anything that's a constant complaint, it's a great business opportunity for us to solve. So look at something that is a problem for us to solve, that the world needs us to solve, that you're great at, and you can get paid to implement because you love it and you're great at. And that will be our business idea. So I need us to start thinking of that. So right now it is here in Australia, 6:50. So we will come back at 7:10, so 10 past 7, which will be, so 3 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no. So 4, can someone help me with the time? So right
Around
now,
4 o'clock.
in the
Yes.
Philippines, at 4 o'clock, okay. So 10 past 4 o'clock in the Philippines. So
Okay.
in 20 minutes, we're gonna come back and we're gonna identify a problem that we would love to solve because it uses our natural strengths, we're great at, and we can get paid for it because we know how to do it. It doesn't mean you need to know the whole project. It could be Jeffrey. Jeffrey will organize an opportunity and then you will bring Malva into it to solve it. So you don't have to have all of the skills to solve it, but you need to go, this is a problem I've identified, and these are some of my strengths that can start helping. You're not going to solve 100% of the problem by yourself because we need to collaborate as a community, as partners. Cool. So put in dot points in each one of these bubbles, and here inside, you're going to put the business opportunity, the business idea. Cool?
All
We're
right.
molding it into something good. Cool. So go in, so that the word is, let me just go here. It's Ikigai. So if you go on Google, you can, oh my God, sorry, I misspelled it. Ikigai. Cool. So I put here the words. If you just go on Google and you type in this words, the little diagram is going to show up, and then you just get a piece of paper and start drawing. And don't pressure yourself of, oh my God, I need to solve all of the problems. I don't know what to put in it. Just go, what are some problems that bother you that you would like to solve? Maybe you would like to have, I don't know, a stronger alumni project, or bringing in famous entrepreneurs to present at the school to inspire the students because the students aren't motivated. Maybe it's something around mental health. Maybe it's, I don't know, giving access to faster internet for students when they're at home, and we can do a partnership with Smart or Globe. It doesn't matter, guys. We're not solving all of the problems. We're just identifying, and we're going, these are some of my strengths that I like to use. Cool. So I'll see you guys in 19 minutes. I'll see you guys at 10 p.m. Manila, Philippines time. Cool. Awesome. I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Paula.
See you. Thank you. Hello. Everybody's ready? Hello, Angelo. Have you done your Ikigai for PhilDev, Angelo?
Not yet, but we try to live by it. So I think Kevin also chatted that he's a fan of the framework. So he has
Yeah,
also shared that with us before.
it's so simple but so effective but so deep at the same time. I did this right after when we reopened the campus last year, like in the first week, and the students are just like, Paula, I came here to learn. This is intense. This is touching my soul. And they were all laughing about it. Because it's true, like often we don't stop to think about the things that we love doing. What is it that in the world we feel like it's our responsibility to solve that we can get paid for? Because it's not just enough like, I love, I don't know, eating ice cream. Like that's not a business, that's not a job. It could be, but it's about going deeper into that. So yeah, so Ikigai is like your life purpose. It's really cool. Awesome. So who is going to share with us their Ikigai? Melbert and Lena and Jeffrey have already spoken. J-Rold as well. Rodel Passion. Beautiful name. Rodel, are you with us?
Here.
Yes. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, fine.
That's good. You've got a nice background, very colorful. Where are you right now?
I'm at
What is in your
home.
background? That's really nice, your background.
That's only a curtain, native design.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
nice. So much better than my fake background on Zoom. That's so good to see you. So, Redel, can you please share with us? So, what is something that you've identified that the world at CSU needs that you would love to solve that is using your skills, and you know that your managers and team would love to support you because you can get paid for doing it because you're really good at it?
Yeah, can I share my screen?
You obviously can. Angela will give you access. So Angela, can you please give
Wait, sir.
access to sharing the screen? Thank you.
Let me
Oh, Malbert is going to do it. Thank you, Malbert. Sorry, Angela.
make a co-host. Okay. Okay, sir. So you can share your screen now.
Okay. For a while. See my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, actually, I'm using this one. I have got it from the internet. However, I cannot write on it, so I just list it down. Actually, I have done it first in my notebook. I have my pen and paper in here, but I rewrite it in here. So here it is.
Amazing.
So,
tell us about it.
So for the things I love talking to rural people, chatting with them, conversing with them, most likely. Then I am good at, according to them, presenting something, either that is information, ideas, strategies, or technologies. Then what I think the world needs is information, not the fake one, huh? No? Information, new ideas, new strategies, new trends, new innovations, technologies. Same too, they would know linkages. For example, since I am inclined with the farm, I assume or I have seen that they want an information for farm inputs, the market, the supply, the demand, prices, something like that. So me, possibly can be paid for often, and maybe I can be a resource speaker, or a resource person, a lecturer, a secretariat for an activity, a coordinator, a liaison officer maybe, or in politics maybe I can be a good
You
campaign
could be
manager.
the mayor of the city once you solve that problem.
No, I'm just kidding, but most likely this is what I have made. This is according to what I feel, according to what I know from myself.
Yeah.
So this is my ikigai. Thank you.
Amazing. Congrats. That's really good. Oh, continue sharing your screen so we can look more into it. Go back. If you can show your screen.
Okay, for a while.
Thank you. Okay, let's look deeper into it. Let's see what we have there. So, and so what is the problem that you're solving?
I'm solving the problem of the rural people in terms of information technology. Most likely,
Who is the rural people? Who's the rural people? Is that the owner of the farmer or the worker at the farmer?
All of them, the farmer, the workers, including the ordinary people in the rural areas.
Choose one if you can for us to begin with, because if we choose, so the farmer will have a different problem. They all want to learn. We all want to learn, but they have a different learning necessity. A farmer to the worker to the neighbors and so forth.
Yes.
Who's the one that you would like the most right now to support? So you feel like you've got the skill, you enjoy chatting to them. So who's the one that you feel the biggest connection with?
Most likely the one, of course, new strategies, new technologies to improve their production.
Okay.
But hand in hand in relation is with regards to market, because according to them, the good production or increased production is useless if they don't know how to market it.
Exactly.
So I want to link them, or I am doing it. I am linking them from their state now to possible linkages to farm suppliers, possible buyers with higher prices, and others. Same to new technologies. I am getting some technologies from different agencies, just like here in the Philippines. I have coordination or have linkages with Department of Agriculture, Agricultural Technology, Coconut Authority, or farming related actually.
That's incredible. So are we selling your service to the manager of the farm and the farmer will pay? Or do you think it's easier that we deal directly with the farmer? So I know that the farmer will be the one signing off and paying the bill in the end, but who are we targeting?
No, actually, some agency or some other institution or organization are inviting me to speak in front of these people. So they are
You're an
giving
influencer in the agripreneurship space.
something like that. Yeah. So, for example, a certain project or a certain program that they know that I am well off, then they are getting me as the resource person, research speaker. One of the latest one is corporate social responsibility of a mining company, which they are helping rural people to have coffee production in their rural areas. So they have invited me to make proposal for it, then present it to the farmers, guide the farmers how to do it, then implement the project, monitor it, and so on. So other companies or
topic to talk about? What's the topic that you go on stage and you enjoy the most talking about, either because you like the topic or because you see results with the
by profession, I am an agroforester, so I can talk about agroforestry system, farming system in the upland. I am also inclined with cacao and coffee production.
We could be friends. I eat chocolate and drink coffee the whole day.
Yeah.
I need solutions. I was just messaging Nico, my assistant over there in the Philippines. I'm like, I miss Batangas coffee. Where's my Batangas coffee?
Yeah, so a certain agency or a certain institution, either private or government agency, they are inviting me to speak in front of their audience. So farmer association, farmer organizations in the rural areas.
Okay. And how can we grow the accessibility? How can we put you in front of more people? Should we build it into an online course? Should we write a book? Should we create some YouTube videos that we share and we pre-sell tickets? What else can we do to turn this into a solid business? So not just asides that you get called and you do projects. You become the leader in Caraga, the leading speaker for agripreneurship?
Actually, there are also there are already other agencies that are saying or encouraging us in CSU to have a list of pool of experts, have it just like a foundation, so that every now and then that they need someone to speak in front of other people, we just stop CSU and CSU will give this particular specialist to talk, to speak or to talk in front of these people. However, what we are practicing now, since we don't have yet a foundation, they are just requesting to the president or the administration, and when the administration approves it, we just go in there. However, in relation to as a project or as a business, we cannot make it as of this time because we don't have any registration. They need some receipt. They have some what we call here regulation.
Registration is not hard, and you can always do that as a product under CSU, that CSU sends the invoice, because CSU is a university and you're educating.
No. That's not the that's not what is happening now. We can CSU cannot give receipt or cannot bill this particular agency for us in there speaking in front of people, because that is part of our what we say responsibility in the region. But if we are already one organization or one foundation, which we are doing these particular things privately or outside our working days, working hours, then maybe we can issue receipts.
Okay.
Actually,
so then you need to start writing a business case. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to do a one-page business plan. So we can start doing a one-page business plan, then we can write a solid business plan, and then we can start looking at how we're going to register, what's the market opportunity, what jobs are we going to be creating, how much money do we need to make, and so forth. As it could be a non-for-profit foundation because you want to add value to it, or it could be a social enterprise, or it could be a for-profit business that has that as its services, because just because you're doing something good doesn't mean that you can't register as a for-profit business.
Yeah, we can do it. Actually, we have already some brainstorming activity with this one. So, but still, again, what we are doing or being a resource person, resource speaker to other agency or some other people who are inviting us, so still part of our responsibility. But there are some registered, quote unquote, registered foundations or organizations already that they have full of experts. They are already putting us, or they are already including us as their consultant. But again, that is still outside CSU.
Yeah.
So we are doing.
You can collaborate, because CSU has such a big reach, is so respectful in the market. So you could set up that project inside. So it could be a foundation inside the university, and you can get your other colleagues to work in. You can upskill your recent graduates to go out into the field and assist you guys until they're trained so that they can run their presentations. Let's turn this, because this project has so many layers of impact of not just creating jobs, but improving the farming industry, an extra source of revenue. And if you're teaching even on the side of social responsibility and social impact, oh my God, if you're teaching, I don't know, sustainable, respectful, impactful, social responsible, organic farming, oh my God, like there's that level as well. So definitely let's start building this into your business. And guys, this is it. We need to build a business around something that we love. And it's very, very, very clear that you, Riddell, absolutely love this. Like, it's clear. Wouldn't you love to do this full time? You would love to do this full time inside the university. So let's look at how we can turn this into a project that maybe at Google, every employee works 20% of the time on an external project that collaborates and supports Google, but it doesn't need to be anything initially, just ideas. So it's called the Google 20%. So staff are encouraged to have these conversations that we're having right now, such as CSU telling you, don't work today, and for the next 4 hours, we are upskilling. These are only leading organizations give us these opportunities. So you're very lucky to be in an organization that's giving you this opportunity. So let's turn this into a project that through CSU, we can grow and create a bigger impact, because this could start as a 4-hour project a week. That could be a 1 day a week. Then before we know, You could have this as a full-time project where you create 20 jobs in it, and you can rebuild Caraga's agriculture by teaching the farmers everything that you're saying, better information, not fake. But it's not even about fake information. It's so hard finding information, right? Because we are in an era of information crisis. There's too much information. You can start searching and you never stop. Or you search and you don't know which is valid for you and what's the right time. So you're onto something amazing. So thank you for sharing.
However, rural people also will believe or will be convinced by someone who they have already trust on it, or on her or him.
They trust you, but they trust you. If you've got the credibility that you work at university, you graduated from this topic, your body language, your passion, when your eyes shine of doing something that you love, people trust you. And this is why I'm going to be teaching you guys about emotional intelligence. But first, we need to connect. What is our life purpose? What are our strengths? How are we going to add value? What's our ikigai? And then we start building a business around, and everybody will trust. When I build Academy of Entrepreneurs, I was young. I was 20 something. But I had so much passion and drive that everybody believed me. Did I know everything at the time? No. Do I know everything now? No. We're always getting bigger and better. But I had the passion. I had my ikigai, and I was willing to die to make Academy of Entrepreneurs successful. And everybody came on board to help me, and they still do. So you need to do that. If this is a project that you believe in, there's 24 hours in a day. You work for what, 10 hours? The rest, we start building this, and then you present it to your manager, and then slowly we turn this into a full-time project. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. You see, guys, this is so easy, so easy. It's about us. The more we love, the more we will succeed at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can see here there was a question here that Jeff had written to me. So let me just read it out so I don't forget. Hi, Paula. There was a question before about how or what can be done by top management of the university to make it the university, that the university becomes one of the leading entrepreneurship universities in the country. Is there a benchmark university in Australia on this? What about professors in Australia engaged in entrepreneurship? Are there any conflicts of interest with the university? How can the university management support these professors to be entrepreneurs? Okay, so there are multiple questions and answers to this question. Jeffrey, for you to become the best center of entrepreneurial university, you need to network. If every teacher brings in one entrepreneur a day to do talks, to develop curriculum, to talk about their needs and what they wish they had learned so that you can teach your students, you're already 1,000 steps ahead, and you automatically will become the leader in the Philippines. So you need to develop an army of ambassadors and entrepreneurs that can dedicate and donate, even if it's 1 hour a year, towards helping you, coming in, speaking to your students, speaking to the staff, running hackathons, sharing the problems. Now, I've had it many times in the Philippines and around the world, actually, people saying, how do I feel as Paula or as Academy of Entrepreneurs, teachers becoming business partners with students? I think it's great. We just need to be careful in being ethical in this, because the teacher will have more maturity. So the teacher should give or offer shares or put money in the way that they feel that it's comfortable. So it's up to the university to have its policy or not. I've seen great businesses come out of teachers collaborating. When I studied at university, I hired 3 teachers to work inside my company. So they weren't my business partners. I hired them because I love the challenge, and they told me, this is the fee. I just went, I need the service. I hire them to work with me. And these days, they're still my best friends. And nowadays, they teach at Academy of Entrepreneurs. So as long as it's transparent, as long as it feels ethical, and when you're not sure, just speak to Anthony, speak to Rowena, and have a conversation about it. But if you have the skills to help your student be successful, and the student wants the teacher as an investor, as a mentor, as a business partner, just step by step start negotiating and organizing. So there's no problem. Now, for you to become the leader of entrepreneurship, you don't need to do anything besides bringing amazing people in. That's what we do at Academy of Entrepreneurs. We have thousands of people connecting with us going, I want to teach, I want to have a hackathon, I want to come and mentor, can I participate in an event? And we just go, yeah. I've got people that contact us randomly and say, can I write a blog for you guys for free? And I'm like, yeah, these are the topics you can write that our students would like learn from, and I just let them do it. But I don't know if you're following me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm everywhere, all day long because I love what I do and I want to communicate with as many people as possible. So we need to build this public relations culture, which is what I'm going to be teaching you guys on the 5th week. So I will help you guys with that. But amazing questions. But this was like 10 questions in one.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Paula, for answering that.
Yeah. Amazing. Thanks, Jeffrey. So I will go back. I just realized that I only have 29 minutes left with you guys. So let me go back to sharing my slides. And then whatever we don't finish today, we will continue next Friday together. Let me just have some water. Okay. So we had a coffee break, and this is a great book. There's the book called Finding a Why, and then afterwards there's a great book called Start with Why, which is from Simon Sinek. So search his name on YouTube and watch a couple of his videos. They are mind-blowing. For me, what I watch now, it's common sense because I live and breathe the space. But every time I watch, I'm like, so accurate, so accurate, so accurate. So highly recommend you guys. Search this man, Simon Sinek. He has the most watched TED Talk in history. And he talks about understanding what is your purpose and how do you communicate your purpose to succeed as a leader, as an entrepreneur, and as a business. So I've spoken many times today about us setting up a business, but we need to understand what is the problem we're solving and what is our end goal. So we start with the end goal. So our end goal as a team here, all 70 or 80 of us, is to turn Caracas State University into the best hub of entrepreneurship. So that's our end goal. And this week we're learning about entrepreneurship and everything that combines within it. Next week, we're going to learn about social entrepreneurship and then emotional intelligence and so forth. So why is technopreneurship so important? And it absolutely shocks me that technopreneurship is only it's only obligated for engineering students. That makes no sense. The Philippines is the only country that is doing this. Technopreneurship should be delivered by entrepreneurs only, so not teachers, academics, by entrepreneurs that know how to teach. So they need to be an entrepreneur and have the skills of teaching. But it should be compulsory for every staff member and for every student. But why is it that it's so important? Because when you learn to develop the skills of an entrepreneur, you'll have a global mindset. You have the entrepreneurship skills to solve any problem, whether it's making money, solving solutions, managing teams, marketing things, and so forth. It increases our confidence. All of us are more confident today after the Bossy DNA. All of us are more confident now that we've done the Ikigai. So what you're learning has made you a better leader. It helps you with problem solving. It helps you with international recognition. You can start becoming famous. Like Riddell, he can be super famous. It helps you to collaborate with your colleagues, with your students, with the industry, with entrepreneurs. It helps you develop your leadership. It helps with mental health. Because when we do what we love, we don't have time to get depressed. We don't have time to get sad. Even when something sad happens, we just go, okay, I understand, let's find solutions. It helps us to pitch ideas, because when we talk from the heart, from the gut, from passion, from fire, we communicate more effectively. It helps us develop emotional intelligence because we connect with ourselves more and more, but we will connect with others, connect better with our customers, connect better with our team, connect better with potential investors. It helps us with the design thinking process for us to ideate, innovate, pivot, test. It improves our empathy because we will want to care. When a customer comes to complain or to thank us, we are actively listening because we want to make our product and service better. It helps us be more resilient because when we do what we love, we don't give up no matter what happens. And that's what I saw last year. 100% of our students survived and succeeded during COVID because they were doing what they loved and no one was going to stop them. And it also helps you with money management because when you do what you love, you're not going to burn all of your money because you need fuel in the tank to continue operating. So this is why technopreneurship, guys, encourage every single student of yours to do technopreneurship. And if you're a staff member and you've never studied technopreneurship, go to your manager and ask him to give you that for free inside CSU. You have to study entrepreneurship as well. You need to have the skills. And entrepreneurship is literally a survival skill. All of us last year survived by using different entrepreneurship skills. And if we had studied entrepreneurship and had run our businesses, we would have survived even better. our mental health, our stress, our productivity would have been even better. And entrepreneur and intrapreneur is the same thing. Both innovate and lead and build solutions. But an entrepreneur changes the game. They have more freedom because they don't have a boss. But they also have less money and smaller teams, which can be very hard. And the main challenge is that they're not credible in the market because they're getting started. It's not like you guys going, I'm CSU, nice to meet you. I would like to implement this project. When you show up to the government, they'll be like, wow, you're a dean of CSU, let's talk. But if you go, I'm the founder of a company that still doesn't have a name, who's going to listen to you? It's harder. An entrepreneur creates value faster, takes less risk because they've got a team, they've got a fixed salary, they've got a budget to work with, they've got support from the company's resources, but they also need to fit the project into the company culture at the right time. So they need to also respect that. But both of them have the absolute power of changing and leading the world. Entrepreneurship is absolutely everywhere. Right now in front of you, you've got over 100,000 opportunities. It's inside the labs. And now what we need to do is go inside the labs of CSU and pull the student out of their lab and go, let's make money, let's find customers. Don't hide in there. There's no point of you solving a solution to a disease and being inside a laboratory. You need to be hosting competitions, presentations, talking to customers, pitching. Entrepreneurship is in the tech space. You can be coding the coolest robot. If no one knows you exist, if no one knows you're expert, no one knows where you're working, your struggles, what you've achieved, your idea is going to die. Entrepreneurship, it's inside even the mechanics, the places with the least amount of technologies, old school. You could be producing, I don't know, like keys. You could be selling water bottles. Entrepreneurship is everywhere. And entrepreneurship is also a lot in the creative space. If you're a photographer, musician, whatever your student is doing, support them, but help them commercialize. And I would like to ask you guys, where in the world are the best ideas? Jeffrey, where in the world are the best ideas right now?
I think it's everywhere.
Yeah, but where is the place that has the biggest concentration of the best ideas in the world?
In the university, Paula, I think we are rich in ideas in the university.
Okay, I'll share with you where the best ideas are, in a cemetery. Most people died without putting them into action, and their ideas died. And this is why we're not here to create ideas, we're here to open businesses. We're here to commercialize. So the next time you're going to see your students walking through university or seeing their faces on a Zoom call, you go, entrepreneur, 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 and ask them, how are you going to make money? How are you going to find your first customer? What problem are you solving? How are you marketing it? This here is very sad. The amount of people that have died with solutions to most of the problems and time and energy, and they just let their lives go through. We can't let this happen to our students, because our goal is to be the best entrepreneurship hub of Caraga and, who knows, the Philippines, the world. Or we can tackle just maybe agriculture as an industry, and we offer our service to every city and every farmer in the world. Let's have humongous goals. I'm going to be talking about goal setting in the next few days. So we need to start with the end goal in mind. How is it that we're going to shape our students to change the world? Because we don't want their ideas going to a cemetery.
Right.
I would like you guys to start thinking, how are we going to make the entrepreneurship culture, how are we going to triple the entrepreneurship culture and the amount of businesses launched in CSU in the next semester? So how would we do it? So right now, maybe we are producing, I don't know, let's say 10 businesses every semester. How are we going to boost the entrepreneurship culture and launch 3 times more businesses this semester? Not in 3 years, this semester. So we're now, let me see how much time we have. Okay, we have 20 minutes, perfect. We're now going to learn how to do a 1-page business plan. So a 1-page business plan, the Lean Canvas business model. So we're going to learn, how do we create, what is the problem that we're solving? What are the customer segments? Let me just move this bar. What is our solution? What is unique about CSU? What is the unfair advantage? What is it that we do better than everybody? Or maybe our location, or access to faster internet, or the size of our campus, it doesn't matter. What are the channels? What are the metrics? What is the cost? And what are the revenue streams? So we are now going to take 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. We're going to do it very fast. You're going to get a piece of paper and write this down, and we are going to build a one-page business plan to solve this problem. How are we this semester going to make CSU 3 times stronger in entrepreneurship? We're going to host 3 times more events. We're going to have students 3 times more throughout the corridors talking about business, and we're going to launch 3 times more businesses. Jeffrey, do you know how many businesses we've produced in the last 6 months at CSU?
Paula, hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, so actually we still have the incubators, no? So actually they're not yet able to launch, no, because so different story from you guys in the Academy of Entrepreneurs. So we have a lot of challenges in terms of the communication part. So so there were several. So I think Melbert has the recent number of figures of the last team that we managed, no, that was during the design thinking process last semester. How many was that, Bert?
10, sir. We have 10.
10 groups.
That's a great number. How are we going to create now? How are we going to get 30 students to believe that they can do it? How are we going to mentor them? How are we going to encourage them to join the program, launch, and find the customers?
Yeah, so we have plenty of students enrolled in the Technopreneurship 101. So I will take that challenge. So actually, that's the plan this semester, to produce or organize themselves, not to become like startup teams in the university.
Tell me about that. How many students do we currently have at Technopreneurship?
So there are, for me, I have around 80 students, and there are other students from Melbert and other students from Professor Riva and Professor, there are 2 other professors in the engineering, so maybe more than 200 students, all in all.
300 students. How are we next semester going to have 600 students, and out of the 600 students launch 3 businesses? Because entrepreneurship and technopreneurship is not just for the engineering faculty. That is absurd. Like, it drives me crazy that I don't know why the Filipino government decided to make it just for engineers.
Paula, there was a move. No, so our university president, I think Sir Ton is still here. When we had that mandated from the CHED, no, to introduce Technopreneurship 101 integrated in the engineering and computer science, it was also actually decided that all degree programs will have their own entrepreneurship subject. So integrated. No, so although we're talking, that's one of the reasons why we're having this visiting professor program, Paula, because we want to expand this. No, so not only focus on the engineering and the computing sciences department, who's doing the engagement into talking about entrepreneurship. And we want to engage, the other colleges in the university. That's why they're also here, because we want to build also that ecosystem into the other colleges in the food tech based, in agriculture, the forestry based. So we want to expand on that is not limited to the engineering alone. So for example, Professor Rodel discussed earlier, so we might have the chance that a TBI can be formed that is focused on forestry, agriculture, and things like that, expanding outside from the engineering and the CCIS.
And we can collaborate. The students can collaborate with a business student, with a marketing, with the food. This is what we need to do. So Jeffrey, you were in my meeting yesterday, right? With Kevin, with Angela, with Sam. Were you there?
Yes, but we came in late because we were on the other Google platform.
That's okay, because what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be working with you guys, and our program, the Academy of Entrepreneurs course, is going to be free for 100% of your students by June. Like, you can't get any better than this, and it's mapped to technopreneurship level. So you can maybe, if I were you, I would encourage and make it a rule that 100% of the students in June take the course, 100%, and they get a certificate. And it's already knocked off a subject. They're going to learn how to make money, be happier, connect with customers, pitch, market, and so forth. Okay, I don't want to I want you guys working. We've got 15 minutes together. So our goal is to get 600 students to study technopreneurship and to produce 30 businesses by the next semester. So let's look at this, and we can do this as a team if you guys want. How are we going to achieve? So what is the problem that we currently have? Only engineering and IT students are encouraged to do it. And maybe a problem is that the other students don't even know it's available. Maybe they heard it's not fun enough. Maybe they heard it's too hard. Maybe they heard that there's other subjects that will make them more money. I don't know. We need to understand what are the problems. So let's brainstorm this together. We only have 15 minutes. Let's do this together. So what is the problem that we currently have? We only have 200 students. How many students do we have in the university right now enrolled?
Around 6,000 to 7,000, I guess.
Guys, come on. You have 6,000 students and you have 200 students on technopreneurship. Okay, we are having 6,000.
Excuse me, Sir Jeff.
Hi, Sir Rodel. You have a comment? Sir Rodel?
Sir, for your information, it's not only the engineering and IT have entrepreneurship. Oh yes, they have technopreneurship. However, in our course in agroforestry, we have what we call agroforestry entrepreneurship, which the students are required to make a feasibility study, project proposal, and they are going to implement it in the field. And we are doing it, except last year or this year because of the pandemic. But our students are developing the. Remember, Sir Jeff, my students are producing sweet corn for you. You're buying from us. You are buying vegetables from us, right? So we have already this agroforestry entrepreneurship. However, since we have only a limited time, and the students are only just using the laboratory time for this entrepreneurship subject, then we are only gaining.
Right.
Okay, so one problem is time. So, Rosal, why do we have limited time at the moment? Tell me more. What's the issue with the time?
The students have only about 3 months, 3 to 4 months to have this project.
Okay.
Yeah. However, if they have their own farm, I am encouraging them that they will also establish their own project in their own farm. Actually, one of my students who have already off-sem last semester because of the pandemic and he don't have any access in the internet. He is from Carascar, Surigao del Sur. He used his knowledge in entrepreneurship to open up their farm in Carascal. And now they are producing vegetable underneath their palkata and underneath their coconut plantation. And
are they producing and selling it? Are they selling it at the right price? Do they have?
Yeah. Actually, when I talk with my students, I have advised him to produce vegetables because that is what is in demand in their locality. We are in the mining area and vegetables is a very high price in that particular area. And we have done it.
Perfect.
It's good.
So what we need to do is have these conversations and understand who's doing what can we learn from each other, and how can we get the engineering, the medicine, the bio, the agriculture, the business students to all collaborate and understand that agriculture is a business. Music, arts is a business. Everything is an industry that we can. So what are the 3 problems that we have? So one is lack of time, lack of collaboration between departments, which is absolutely normal, guys. We're having this conversation. We're not pointing, we just identify. Yes, Rodel, tell me.
It's not only the time, but of course the capital for the students.
Okay.
Because since they are establishing their project, they produce all. And the income is also for them. The school doesn't have any share. So they produce the seeds, they produce either the organic or organic fertilizers, all the manpower, they are going to pay it and so on. They do the maintenance, but the harvest and the sales, that's are all for the students. So they need also some startup capital maybe.
Okay, perfect. When it comes to startup capital, Rodel, a lot of it's in the mindset. So most businesses, for you to start, you don't need money. I created Academy of Entrepreneurs without investors and without business partners at the age of 20-something. But I had a vision I communicated, and people started helping me and helping me and helping me until we had all of the skills and knowledge to progress. So a lot of businesses, something as simple as a pack of seeds that you start doing in your backyard, then with the profit you rent your neighbor's backyard, and then with the more profit you do a digital marketing campaign, you can start growing. So one workshop that I love doing, and I'm happy to do this as a gift for you guys for free for all of your students, is a 1-hour workshop on how to start a business with $0.
Yeah, actually,
Choose a date and I will do it for all your 6,000 students. You just plug me into your Zoom or whatever platform you want me to host it on, and I will do that for them to see that there's ideas everywhere, and most ideas don't cost as much as we think, because we can start and we can collaborate and we can find business partners and we can share the stress and the time. So first, okay, so we've identified a lot of problems. Now, what is our solution? So how are we going to solve the problem? How are we going to get 3 times more students? So I've given you guys a few ideas. One free workshop from me that I'm doing it as a gift for you guys. Another one is bringing guest speakers. That's free, easy to solve, and starts building the culture. Another one is the Field Dev project that they're doing for 5 weeks for free for 100% of your students and alumni and staff. We've already got 3. What else can we do to boost the communication, the culture, and the encouragement of students starting this course, but also launching the business? How can we get 30 businesses to start? Do we have free office spaces for the students, maybe? Fast internet?
Yeah, we have.
When they come into the class? What can we do, Jeffrey? Or
Yeah, I think one of the long-term plan or program, Paula, is for us not to limit along the Navigato as the TBI in the university, but expand this, no? Because we have, like in food tech, we have the CSU Cabadbaran City campus who are very good into food technology, no? So we can have a separate or a group of people there managing the kind of, so more or less growing the community, not solely focus on the engineering and CCIS, no? So if we can build different TBIs, because that's what we saw in India. They have the TBI for nanotech, they have TBI for, but we can work together, no? Like if we can hold events like something like this to get everybody on board. Yeah, so to get everybody on board.
So besides events, what are some other solutions? Are we going to create like a Facebook group where everybody can collaborate? An app? We designed an app the other day at Academy of Spinners. I don't know the name of the software. I can give it to you guys. And it was absolutely free. It's a collaborative app.
I think, yeah. Well, I think one thing I was thinking before is to have a parang university wide entrepreneurship program, really, no, not solely for engineering and CCIS, that we can run this every year in, year out, new students coming in, something like that, no? Because, well, like for example in Navigato, there are limited people right now working, so we can expand that and then work together with other professors or teaching entrepreneurship and work together to develop more I think startups, no? So yeah, so university wide.
For agriculture, Paula, this is not new to us because we started last 2014. Where in fact, one of my students won during the presentation of business pitching at Makati Metro Manila. So it's all about innovation. It's all about innovation of our products, which is cassava pudding, and it was sponsored by Santi Foundation. It was actually a competition all over the schools offering business related in Mindanao, held at San Lorenzo here, Luis in Caraga, and there were panel members who scrutinized the business ideas of the students coming from different university. And after that, we won out of 7 universities, state universities and colleges here in Mindanao. Then we presented to Manila. But prior from that, now the sponsor invited some professors about business coaching and pitching. And during the presentation, our students were already confident enough to present their business ideas. And you know what? We won the most innovative product during the presentation. So I think this is not new to us. The problem only is the sustainability, no, sa sustainability of what's this, passing on to the next what's this, the next professor are going to handle the subject, because the subject is a yearly offering, but the problem is when the professor is already given a designation, so she cannot do that because it's another designation or another work for her or for him.
Another problem that we need to solve. And one thing, Lena, this amazing success story, does every parent student know about him? Could we bring the successful entrepreneur to share his journey? How did he come up with the idea? What was his biggest struggle? How did he juggle studying and starting his business? What was his biggest challenge? What was he scared about when he was pitching? How did he win the competition? What is he doing now? Can he create a job for 2 more students? Or maybe the students volunteer? Can we connect students that succeeded to potential investors or supermarkets that can buy him? Like, let's bring him back into the cycle and say, come in and inspire. And we bring him as the opening speaker for the series of events that Jeffrey will be doing across all different faculties and the different dean's verticals.
Yeah.
So you guys know it all. You just need to communicate.
When he presented the business proposal, now right after the presentation, she was able to sign a contract because the potential investor wanted to invest with his what's this product. And after graduation, he started that one, and now while he is working also, it's like a family business. So the one who fund for the capital is the potential investor who, during the presentation of that business proposal. And right now, the business still existing in Caraga.
Amazing. So guys, we only have 1 more minute. So what I want to do is I want you guys to combine what you've heard from Lena, from Jeffrey, from who else gave us insights? I think Jeffrey and Lena were the main, and Rodell as well. So let's do this activity. And next week, Lewis will get together with you guys, and he's an expert in this. And he's going to spend an hour on, so it's at 12 p.m. Sydney time. So it's 9 a.m. Manila time on Wednesday. He's going to log in. Angelo and the ISIP team and Field Dev team will send you guys everything. And he's going to log in, and for 1 hour, he will look at your Canvas business model. So I'm going to put the words here in our group. Let me just stop sharing the screen. And what you're going to do is you're going to go on Google and download the Canvas business model. Watch some videos on YouTube, and you can get a further explanation. Business model. So go on Google and type in Canvas business model, download, and then start building a plan on how are we going to make CSU 3 times stronger in entrepreneurship. So we have right now 6,000 students. We're going to go from 200 to 600. So we want 10% only. This is step 1, 10% of students coming in and joining the program. And we want to go from 10 businesses being launched to 30. So how are we going to bring the successful alumni in? How are we going to manage the Facebook page? How are we going to bring in guest speakers every day? Maybe that could be a challenge. 365 days of presentations. Every day, we've got 20 minutes of an entrepreneur being interviewed on Zoom. That's fine. It's free. It's quick. And you put it on Zoom, you live stream it on Facebook. So I'll let you guys be creative. And your homework for Wednesday is look at how are we going to triple the culture and the amount of students starting businesses and finding the first customer by the next semester. Cool? Doable? Yeah? I can see Melbet, he's nodding. He's like, he's going to build a structure for it. And I can see Jeffrey connecting the dots for the opportunity. You guys will make a good team. Brainstorm together. So this is not something you have to do by yourself. It's not homework that you're going to get penalized or graded. None of that. This is for us together to collaborate. I can see Roland here smiling. He looks like he's a good team member as well. Good, guys. Lovely seeing you. I hope you guys learned a lot today and are feeling stronger, more empowered to start progressing and start getting results. But it's what I have here on the side. It's Boss Your Future. We will only have results if we take action. And don't worry, we will make mistakes. And there's nothing wrong because we will learn from them. But let's collaborate. What Lena's sharing, I can see that some of you guys don't even know who she's talking about. So let's share our experiences, our story, and we can all collaborate together. Cool? Amazing. So I'll see you guys next Friday. And then Lewis will come in and they will do the Canvas business model with you guys on Wednesday for 1 hour. So bring it in and we will share everybody. So even if you struggle with filling in one box, that's okay. But try filling it out. Watch a couple of videos on YouTube and we'll go from there. So I can see Gerald and everybody thumbs up and hearts and all good, guys. Lovely seeing you. I'm really excited about everything that we're creating. You guys are an amazing team. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And next week, I don't care if you're in your pajamas, you're leaving your camera on. Deal? I'm glad I can do it. I'm going to see who has the prettiest pajama.
Thank you, Paula.
Cool, guys.
But
Big hug.
I don't have pajama.
See you guys
Okay.
soon.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Paula. Thank you also to the CSU
Enjoy your
team. See you all next week.
Lots of love from Australia. Bye. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Good night, Paula. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Sa atong attendance, so
Salamat,
kalimot.
Sir Jeff.
Thank you all. Thank you, Bert. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Isaac.
We're gonna meet on Wednesday, no? So there will be some session, 1 hour session. If we will be sending you the link for the session. 1 hour, it's just 1 hour only to kind of look into the business model canvas. No? So hopefully we'll be there together. No? So thank you kayo sa mga comments, ma'am Rosalina, Sir Rodel, because for a long time, no, so we've been very focused on the engineering and CCIS, and we want to have parang consolidated effort in terms of the entrepreneurship programs we have for the university. That includes also the CSU Cabadbaran City, of course. No, so we want to work with one another, no, to come up with the 30 student startups that we're gonna build this year. So that's the challenge of Ma'am Paula.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir Jeff, pwede po na ako to siya isend tong mga kanang mga documentation bitaw, Sir Jeff, para it's a kwan siya ba, mura siya og kanang success story. Success story, sir ba, nga ato siyang ipass pod sa lain pod nga mga colleges.
Sige, ma'am. Wala may kabalo, anak, ma'am ba?
Oo. Kaya nakapokus ramanggod mo sa mga research sa
Really, basta na mo daog, ma'am. Pag na mga kuhan, ato gini-promote sa website.
Yeah. Sige, sir. Ato siyang ikuan kay actually kanang atong alumni karon, alumni na siya. Kuan na kanang he's been doing that kind of business kay katulad gyud siyang pag-present niya, sir, sayang potential nga investor. Actually nag-signing of mo na dayon ni right after pag-present. Tapos oo, yes, sir. Tapos grabe gito siya nga privilege ba. Grabe siya nga privilege anya ang you know what ang nag-award gid adto is the kuan kanang undersecretary sa DA. Oo, siya ang
It's very nice, ma'am.
Oo, yes, very nice. Napas ako ang mga documents karon, sir.
Ma'am,
very simple ra gid kayo siya, pero very simple ra gid kayo. Common ra gid kay atong raw materials which is found nearby sa atong mga kuan na ara gid siya tanan, pero ang kuan man gud siya kay innovative man gud siya. So, when it's about innovative, nag-flavor na dayon.
Right. So, yes, ma'am. So
IP ato, ma'am.
Sir Rodel, na-comment also, so nakadawat gid ko yellow corn tinuod na. Sir Rodel.
Yes, sir. Wala may problema, sir.
Salamat.
Actually, na ay mga dili lang god siguro nakit-an or wala pod siguro na ipasayod sa inyo but if we are going really to exhaust na there's no problem what kind of business is that, but at least karon naka-set up na ta nga ingani, so maybe every college can already contribute if you will also
Sir Rodel.
Yes, sir.
One time ko kadali kay Sir Tona. Please, Bert, please assume Bert the discussion.
Yeah. Sir, sa Merkulis ba maghatag ka og ano gyapon? Apil pa mi ana or kamo na
Yes
lang?
sir, maghatag mi og link sir. Na naman tayong link, mo na lang i-send dito sa tama ni Pande.
Consolidate lang ako sir. Consolidate ang so we will para ma-consolidate ang business canvas model ba. So ma-aggregate na rin para dali ra pud pag sir. Ang flow sa so as for that's Jeff. Jeff, what's the purpose sa kuan kitong Wednesday? On board.
Yeah, so on Wednesday we're gonna work on. Actually, the expectation is for us to kind of work initially the BMC that was provided to us by Ma'am Paula. Na mag-English ko mag-Tagalog kasi we have other people here also from PhilDep pa. So kailangan natin parang we will make some consultation discussions on Wednesday to what the business canvas we have already made. Kumbaga,
much better siguro sir if magbuhat na lang business model canvas per college sa Wednesday.
All right. Yeah, then we will consolidate everything, no? So I think it's easy to do that if it's okay with you na we can have that kind of. Kung okay lang Sir Rodel kasi I think every college have different then we will consolidate them all and also provide solutions to those problems that we will highlight. Kasi I think the unique. Yes, Sir Rodel.
Siguro sir, it would be better if you have some communications kasi honestly Sir Jeff, I attended this particular webinar because I am interested. I'm not being assigned. Actually, I have asked pa sa among din only. So if I am going to have it for the whole college, I think I don't have the authority or I don't have the person to talk with the college. So it would be better that there will be an instruction or communication from you so that the college can provide what you are looking for. Because as I've said, I am personally asking for permission to attend this one because aside that I am teaching the agroforestry entrepreneurship, I am also interested for this topic.
Sige, Sir Rodel, now my expectation actually is for you to complete the entire series, no, because you're teaching the agroforestry.
Yes, sir. I'll do it.
Entrepreneurship. So, yeah, so silingan naman ta diya sa Medijan is here. So actually, Medijan is doing all the communication in terms of facilitating, contacting those participants from the different colleges. So we'll take note of that, Sir Rodel. And then hopefully we can gather back again on Wednesday around 9 a.m. in the morning to continue on the discussion. Very brief lang. If we can finish it in 30 minutes because we're clear already, then that's it. So actually, sila ni Miss Paula, they're trying to extend that extra time, no, for us to be helped out in terms of doing this in the university, not just the Navigator, not just the CCIS, no, so wholly. So kumbaga, it's going to be a collaborative work, no, that we're gonna be presenting on kumbaga on Wednesday. So yeah, so ana lang siguro ang suggestion. So I think we have other representatives from other colleges here. So ang suggestion is if you can come up with by college na lang yun, no. So that was your suggestion, Bert. So Melbert actually is looking at this entire event, no, managing this entire event for the visiting professor that we are working on. Bert?
Yeah, yes sir. So kung maglisod sila sir in terms of basin ang isa ang representative like ang Sir Rodel, so sige, magpaano lang siguro to sir.
I think we can invite others, no, to join in. Kung meron pa, I think sa COFES, we ask for 5 participants, Sir Rodel. So I don't know if who else are here.
Si Ma'am Palaso.
All right. So we'll work on that, Sir Rodel, na we can have more, kumbaga, ano. So if we can also join in na lang din sa team sa CCIS din or sa KAA, no? So or sa KAA din. Siguro sir, ma-identify lang nato sa mga unique circumstances sa per college. At the end of the day, sir, gusto na mo, objective nato diri while we're doing this is ma-consolidate nato ang efforts, no, because we know there are very good things happening in other colleges that Navigato is not aware because we're so focused on T101 entrepreneurship, application of technology. So pwede man good siya, no? So we can collaborate nga, kinahanglan mo help sa ICT, so we can do that. So this is the reason why we're doing it parang university-wide.
Okay.
Sir Jeff, last question, Sir
Yes,
Jeff,
sir.
para sa ako. Actually, most of the topics nga may ani, I am also inviting my students. Is this exclusive lang sa faculty and staff?
For now, sir, yes, sir. Exclusive lang until such time that we can make arrangements. Kung katong sulti ni Paula, sir, katubitong by June, there will be a program for students and every student is invited to join in. So that's the program moving forward as well for all students. Aside from the subjects we're teaching.
We have also sir, partnership with the ICT. Actually, it's a DICT to na event, sir. So with the ICT, so there will be having, may competition, sir, for innovation na regional, then you have national coming June or July. So in preparation, matotong na ay Caraga-wide nga Russia design thinking open for all. Na-mute ka, sir.
Okay, alas 5 na, no? So maulo po ko nga muhold sa inyo because we know that every employee is particular with 5 o'clock. So unless if you are still okay to discuss. For those who are around, thank you very much for coming. I think murag dagan pa may istorya ni Sir Rodel, no? Ang titelo na bigato. Who wants to stay here? You're free to listen, but you're okay to leave, no? So thank you all for coming. Nakalawagay ko kapasalamat kay Sir Ton, no? So I received the call. So yeah, so this is gonna be what we gonna do, no, for the next 4 to 5 weeks, no, and actually thanks to PhilDev, we've been helped out, no, and organized with this because we wanted to do this for in the last semester, but we're not able to make it, and still we were able to do it this first quarter. So yeah, so thank you sa tanan, and I hope everybody will still join, no, because this is not really for us, only for Navigato or for me personally or for those who want to be, it's because about like we're promoting entrepreneurship in the university, and you know already what happens when we have a lot of entrepreneurs. Yeah, thank you for staying. I think Sir Angelo is still with us. Any final parting words, message, Sir Angelo of PhilDev for today? Thank you guys, sir. Thank you, Sir Angelo.
Hi, Sir Jeff. Actually, no worries. No messages naman. I just stayed in case there were concerns or discussions that you want me to bring up with Mount Polo or the Academy of Entrepreneurship. But for us, we're also thankful to you, Sir Jeff, Sir Melbert, for co-organizing this, and to all the participants for actively joining the discussion. So we heard from Ms. Paula that she appreciated the great discussions and the sharing, that the deployment was able to serve as a good platform, and she's hopeful that we can keep this momentum for the next 5 weeks. Thank you, everyone.
30 startups, so Angelo, 30?
Yes, sir.
30. Okay. Rolling?
30.
Oh.
60.
30.
All right.
30 or 36?
30.
30, sir.
Okay.
Kukunin natin yung mga we will inventory yung mga estudyante na malapit doon sa sementeryo kasi andun lahat ng mga magandang idea daw eh.
I missed that one. So yeah. All right. So may lakad din kami. So thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you enjoyed the discussion this afternoon. So hope to see you on Wednesday morning for an hour, and then we'll move from there. No. So salamat.
Thank you, everyone po.
Sir.
Bye.
Thank you once again to all the participants, everybody here. Bye-bye.
Annyeong.
Annyeong.
Goodbye, Mike.
안녕하세요.
How are you, Mike?
Hey, Bert, thank you, Bert. Thank you,
The
Bert.
speaker was so enthusiastic, Mike. She keeps flipping her hair like that.
Very energetic. Very energetic. So, the Australian accent. Ay, paspas kayo mo storya si Paula ba? Pero klaro man po. So, okay ra.
Ingato ang mag-discuss, sir. Dili ka nang formado kaayong tanawa. Sige ano sayang buhok, ngana. Yeah. Na.
She was just wearing a shirt on.
Yeah.
Lively Sir Rodel, no?
Yeah, I think that's normal nga sa ilaw. Nga mag dire nga nakakurbata, nakapurman na mahadlok ng estudyante. Mahadlok ng audience.
Mahadlok ang estudyante kasi mabaligay lungon.
Don't worry, Mike. The ideas are in the lungon. The best ideas are buried, according to her.
Nagani si Sir Romel dire o Sir Romel. Unsa may pwede nato negosyo da Sir Romel? Sir Romel. Oh.
Commute na sir.
Daghan nag-clamp si Sir.
Maulagi na nga ingon niya, mas maayo ko nung naka-on ang camera para makita nga naagyod. Kasi Kenneth, tulo ang iyang gamit. Naka-on ang iyang cellphone sa isa, nag-webinar sa isa, pero tuaday siya sa ulhom. Kinaka-work from home man. Ulhom. I'm just kidding. Demi tao kay tawagan na. May mga uban nga naka-on lang.
Sir, nice gid imong background, sir, sa tinuod.
Uy, kurtina ra na no? Na ako sa likod
nice,
no.
Sir. Nice ang design, sir.
Design raw ako unsa naman kakin. Oy,
native na ba? Native, no?
Yeah.
Naka-ID ka na, sir. Naka-industrial design.
Actually, nalang ko dire sa likod sa balay, oy. Tanawa. Ang sin,
Sana all kusog ang internet.
Yeah, naaman ko sa balay kay nakabalo na ka. Sir Jeff, ang atong internet sa Coffee Villares.
Hala na, si Sir Dagil.
Ay, bahala ka. Tawag na, kabalo na problema na si Christian Ana.
Mabitang nang ano ko yung to CSU kay internet. Okay, bye-bye everybody.
Thank you.
Matulog ako.
Wow.
Hindi na akong kid. Bye, thank you.
Ako nang i-end po ng recording, sir. Sige, bye-bye.
Bye.
Record